What's up, everybody? For those coming back, you're the best. We love you. Thanks, pals. For those new listeners, I'm your pal, George Boutsalis.
And I'm your other pal, Ricky Liordi. And this week, we had our pals from Neighbourhood, Ernesto Gaita and Anthony Sorella. You might remember Ernesto from one of our early episodes, came in some good energy, some good vibes. They're both young entrepreneurs in the marketing space and field that we've known for many years. And we talked all things, actually we started off with marketing, but then we went into some controversial topics and really shared our ideas on why it's so important to be yourself, be genuine, and have healthy discourse. And it's related to a lot of the things that we're doing in our personal lives and that they're doing as well in their personal lives. So great conversations, a lot of interesting topics were shared. So definitely take a listen and check this one out.
Got to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Cottage Springs. We had a couple during the episode. They were kept us hydrated. It was nice. Cottage Springs is a Canadian-based vodka beverage company. All beverages are gluten, sugar-free, and have 100 calories. Cottage Springs Vodka Water is the first vodka water cooler in Canada. Again, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 100% Canadian. Comes in raspberry, lime, and strawberry kiwi. And they also make vodka sodas. Ontario Peach is one of my favorites. Watermelons. Ricky's a big fan of the watermelon. You can grab an 8-pack of the vodka sodas, and they're all available at your local LCBO. So go grab a pack today. And want to give another shout out to Cast. As Ricky said, we get into it quite a bit in this episode, talking about just having the kind of conversation that we were promoting on Cast and what we're trying to achieve, and that's healthy discourse without the fear of reprisal, and just allowing everybody to kind of participate in the conversation and get some real objective data on what the public sentiment is. So that's why we call it the Objective Assembly of Public Opinion. We're trying to bring the objective opinions together in one place for you guys to kind of interpret and formulate your own thoughts on. So check it out today at www.createyourcast.com. DM one of us for access to the beta. We are ramping up for the launch, but if you want to get on early and grab that first name, username, or just want to get on and test it and mess around with it, I mean, we still got a lot of space on the beta. So drop us your email, hit us up, let us know. Start creating your cast today. And my pal,
LFG.
let's freaking go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Some big guests in the studio today. Woo! One returning, one new.
I'm back. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome, boys. Fuck, it's good to have you guys in the studio.
Thanks for having us, man. It's
About time.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Wow. Shade out of the game.
All right.
Congrats on the space. Though,
we had thank you.
Yeah.
Ern, you were one of our early guests,
Yes.
episode like 20-ish.
Yeah, I think we were trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
It was
let's
early.
call it,
Look it up.
take
We'll say
20.
Was there even video at that time? I think
No video. I'll look it up right
Just
now.
the classic selfie pic, though. That's what we got the selfie.
Only the early listeners will know
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
I remember that.
I'm gonna find it right now. I'll tell you guys.
The best one I have, I gotta tell us. There was one where we couldn't get a selfie picture. Rick's like, we have to get it. And I was like, well, can we not just skip it?
Yeah.
He said, no, we have to. It was on computer. I held the computer in my hand. The laptop is like this, like in my arm, and it's like this. It looks so stupid.
We didn't know we could take a screenshot of the Skype.
so
display. We didn't know
stupid.
that.
God.
Rick's like, yeah, you gotta
listen,
do it.
bro.
It looks good. Okay.
You guys have grown a lot since those days, bro. For real, though.
We're getting desperate. We didn't know how to. Well, we weren't smart then, but we figured it out. We worked our way up. We got a studio now.
We could
Come a
tell.
long way.
Studio.
Ern,
looks
you
good,
want to know
man.
what episode you were?
Please,
18.
bro. For some reason, I think it's like
Ooh,
18.
If you hit that,
Okay.
Maybe 14.
DB's 18, Dylan Moskovich 19, David DeLooper. That was the 30 for 30.
That's the one where I held the laptop.
Yeah. Then we had
David DeLooper.
Erica Branson, our
holding it
first NHL player, was 21. This is crazy. Our 21st episode, we had an NHL player. Our moms was 22. Ryan Shep, 23. Ernesto, 24.
24.
It's a nice one. May 14th.
Yo, that's
Damn.
crazy.
About 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That was like 4 years ago. That's a long time ago, bro.
So, boys.
happy to be here. Happy to
Yeah.
be here. guys.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, this episode's not about us.
Yeah.
It's about you guys, our guests.
Thanks, bro.
What have you guys been up to? I see you guys everywhere. You guys are killing it.
You want to go at him? Yeah, go at him.
Yeah, let's
Bro.
hear it, man. You haven't been on yet.
No,
Yeah,
I
you're
haven't.
first time.
No. We've been up to a lot, man. Obviously, Neighborhood, and we're working with you guys on Cast, which has been such a cool project because I think what you guys are doing is much needed. So that's been pretty exciting. Yeah, we just got that going. We got the podcast out. We're trying to keep up with you guys, but obviously that's impossible. You
Give
guys
yourself
are-
a shout out.
Money buys happiness.
Yeah, the
Money
Money
Buys
Buys Happiness
Happiness,
podcast, MBH podcast, so entrepreneur vibes.
Like,
some really-
subscribe, and listen.
Please.
Yeah,
everybody.
You know what? I realized that we never do that. Like we never give ourselves like that whole like subscribe, but we'll get
Yeah,
on it.
we'll do it.
We've
We'll
up to
start
that. just going nuts, bro. To be honest, we're like all over the gram, trying to be at least.
Yeah.
You see us probably put out a lot of content and
Yep.
just a lot of bullshit, but you know what I mean. But we're there.
Gotta play the game.
Going. We're there, right? The goal's always to be there. So,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Piadina, the restaurant we opened, however many, 6 months ago? I think that. I think I messaged you the other day. I'm like,
5 years ago.
I'm like, yo. I think
Hasn't opened yet.
I'm like, I think we actually broke the record for the fastest shutdown of anything ever. It's been like a couple months.
Actually, very sad to
Yeah.
say.
Wait. Sorry, I'm missing some here. Like,
We shut it.
Well, you were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So you were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
We shut down. Yeah, permanently.
Yeah.
Today's
Today.
today's the last
Today's
day.
the last day.
Yeah.
But
R.I.P.
But they're happy endings.
in that
They're
case,
yeah.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Okay.
You got the vintage hat now. Mine's
cap,
staying up
let's go.
there.
Let's
Mine just
go.
stay up.
It's a trophy.
Yeah, we have, if for listeners and people watch on YouTube, they
It's
don't
right
know
behind
about-
you guys.
We have this nice little, I guess, thing up top.
commemorative wall.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good way to put it. So we've got some of our sponsor stuff there. Some guests have brought us.
Some creatine up
You know what's
there.
funny? I needed a hat bad today. I had a bad hair day.
There you go.
I was like, I didn't bring a hat today.
It's a classic. It's
Thank
a classic.
You. So that, look, one thing doesn't work out, another
There you
does.
go, right?
Thanks,
So-
Pidina.
Close the restaurant.
That's an instant
but you have a
classic
hat.
now. That hat's an instant classic right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dead
it is.
stock.
It's vintage.
Yeah,
It's
dead
vintage
stock.
now.
That's
Dead
what
stock.
that means.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't know what that meant.
There you go, right?
That's
Oh, man.
sick.
Yeah.
Anyone need a grill? I'm selling it already. I'm listing it right now. StockX.
StockX.
$500 or best offer.
Man, you
So-
know what? It's been a lot of ups and
Yeah,
downs, I'd
crazy.
say. But you know what? It's always a blessing for us to be able to do what we love doing every day and help companies market their business, their product, their own self, whatever it might be. So we've been doing a lot of that, and we've been growing. So it's been great. I mean,
Yeah.
can't complain for sure.
That's awesome, man.
Do you guys find a lot of your clients are more business or more personal? 'Cause I know you guys are working with a lot of individuals, which I think is super cool. And 10 years ago, you didn't see that as much.
Yeah.
Not even 5 years ago, you didn't see about people working on their personal brand as much as you do today.
Yeah, and,
True.
I think now actually in the last maybe like 5-6 months that has really changed. Like we were very business focused first and kind of trying to figure out how to monetize and be able to help people with their personal brands. And then that's sort of COVID, all that bullshit happened or it's still happening. And then we kind of a lot of people wanted to up, if it wasn't their business, it was their personal brand. And so we've kind of found a way now to be able to help them and for it to make sense for everybody. So I'd say right now we're at like a pretty healthy, like a 50-50 maybe.
Yeah,
We're
and I think a lot of people are now trying to figure out ways that they can monetize just off themselves in a way,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's through social media, through their own services, right? Real estate is a popular one, right? So you see them now online going crazy. There's hundreds of thousands of real estate agents just going nuts online, right? And I think that's been a good majority of the new clients we've had that are working on personal. But a lot of just other people starting their own stuff, right? Writing a book, starting a product, e-commerce, whatever it might be, right? So there's a lot more people focusing on their own personal brand now, I'd say too.
Yeah, you find a lot of real estate agents, and it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I feel like every week I see a new YouTube video from some real estate agent.
Yeah.
And it's not like the YouTube videos are of showcasing a house. Like those are good,
Yeah,
the
of
drone
course.
shots
Yeah.
and you have
No,
those
it's like
nice
a day in the
Yeah.
life.
It's like a day.
You get the day in the life.
Well, there's
man.
one I don't want to put him on blast. I don't know him, but I think his goes by the King of the Wolf of King Street.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like-
I've seen that. I've seen
original.
Yeah, I
wonder where
see
we got
it.
that.
I'm not putting him
Sorry,
on blast.
man,
If-
I'm-
yeah,
hey,
They're
but like-
gonna get you on the show.
yeah, if
Shit.
this is you, I'm not putting you on blast at all. I think it's issue, but I see these videos and I'm like, do people really
Yeah.
exist? Like,
Yeah.
And you,
I want to follow a real estate agent because I want to see the houses. I want to know the
Yeah.
market because people our age were either buying or renting,
Yeah.
investing, stuff like that, or we're
Yeah.
looking to do those
Yeah.
things. I don't care about the
yeah.
back end stuff.
And you know what? I think it's tough for real estate agents too because they try to be different in their own ways because they
Yeah.
know they
Tilt
can't.
the mic a little so it's like right in front. Like you can adjust it like this. Yeah. So,
So-
make sure it's like one fist away.
There we
Oh, there you go.
There we
I
go.
got mine
One
too
fist is
close, I
good.
think.
So I think there's a lot of
little
companies.
close. Yeah. It's just gotta be like
Yo, we gotta
I'm
figure out.
done
it's gotta be
talking.
We gotta
talking
coach
now.
this guy.
Yeah,
Even
we're good
on
here.
our
Yeah,
viewers.
yeah,
How's
yeah,
this?
You're good there, you're good there.
We're good, we're good.
I think there's a lot of competition for real estate agents. So I think they try to do something different than just posting sold or for sale or sold or for sale. That's because like obviously that's what they want to post. But I think now they're trying to get more creative with their content because they know people are making decisions based off more who the person is now. They know they do real estate. They could sell the house, buy the house. But who is this person and why should I go to them now when there's hundreds of thousands of them, right? So I think some people do a good job of doing that kind of day in the life thing where they're actually giving a lot of value back about themselves and what they're doing. But I think a lot of people don't go that route and it ends up looking cheesy because they're not being genuine.
Yeah.
That's why, right? But I think if someone's genuine and they're doing that sort of content, I think it does work. I think attract the people you want. There's going to be people that say, I don't enjoy it or whatever, but that's fine. You need to kind of pick out your target, right? So it's funny you said that, though. There's a lot of that going on, but hey, like they got to try it. They got to try their best.
I don't knock the hustle, man.
Right.
Like, you got to do what you got to do. Like a friend of mine, Piva, actually, shout out Piva. He's starting a podcast now, and I was like, man, like anything I can do to help, like let me know. Like I've got these little like small networks of podcasters in Toronto, and let me know if you need anything. And he's taking a completely different approach. He's getting his buddies who used to play hockey. He's gonna get his buddies who are hockey players coming on the podcast and just who are also his clients, but I guess a different spin on it. And you got to do other things to separate yourself from the crowd.
Of course,
bro.
right?
There's so much content. There's so much
looking up something right now too. I see him.
There's so much content, so much like there's just so much on the web, right? Like why are people choosing you? Why are they looking at what you're doing, right? Is it exciting? Is it not, right? Exactly. And it's kind of like what Ernesto said. Like some people might look at what you do and think it's corny. Someone might actually think it's sick, right? Especially in the real estate world, though it does get cringy there. I will say, like in the real estate world, they get real
I think
cringy.
if you stay genuine and you're just being your real self, I don't think anyone can look at it as cringy, because depends on the type of person, I think. But if you're genuine about it and you're not trying to just fake it and say, oh, look at me, I'm a real estate agent hopping in my car, selling a penthouse now I'm at dinner at
Everyone apparently owns a Ferrari.
It's
online.
like, okay, like that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? But just be genuine with it. I always say that.
This is actually one topic I want to stay on, because I actually asked this question on Cast. Shout out to Cast.
Shout out Cast.
I asked this question on Cast a couple days ago. I said, do you think people are genuine?
Yeah.
And the options were yes, they're genuine, or no, they're disingenuous.
Yeah.
And actually,
What's the answer?
So interesting. We didn't get a lot of votes, guys. Go look it up. Come on, what the fuck.
But genuine to in what sense?
So it was a very broad, just not in general.
I
So I want to talk about it specific to like people online.
Yeah.
It was more broadly. Do you think people in the world are genuine?
Yeah.
Do you guys think let me ask you guys, for the most part, not YouTubers, celebrities, like just when you talk to somebody in the street or a friend, whatever. Do you think people are typically genuine, or they're more like disingenuous and just tell you what you want to hear, stuff like that?
I think I would go for the second option, to be honest.
Say the word, pronounce it.
Huh?
What is it?
He's gonna have to say it again. That's already gone. It's already happened.
Disingenuous.
Disingenuous. So I think more people are disingenuous, and I think people are not doing it on purpose. I think people think they have to sometimes to kind of fake it in some sort of sense, whether they're talking to someone, applying for a job, trying to get a girlfriend, whatever. Like they're always trying to just make sure that person's happy, and that takes away from them being genuine. Right? I think it's happening a lot for our generation too, just because of the online. And it's affecting people in the physical world now. I think too.
That's a great perspective on that.
Yeah, I think I really agree with that. Seth.
Yeah, I was, my original thought was I thought more people are genuine than not.
Yeah,
and I voted for the genuine side. But now that you say that, I do agree that there's a lot of people that are trying to please others.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to please others, then you're not really focusing on pleasing yourself.
Exactly.
Well, it's like when we see it with the whole, like now going back to like, okay, we see you guys working with a lot of people who do are on their personal brand, trying to push that. That's why we really see it, because it's like someone that comes into our office that maybe we're helping them with that or not, or whatever the case is, even if it's just a conversation, they're not the same person that we're seeing online.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it becomes weird. It's just like, bro, I saw you posting shit, or you were showing yourself as this type of guy. You walked in here and I didn't even I couldn't even match the two. Yeah, right. And it's just a weird thing, but that's
why I say the online kind of affected that, because it's so easy to portray something online, right? Like it's so easy to take a picture of that car and just say, hey, look at my car, right?
But it goes farther though. When you do become genuine, maybe your growth online is slower or something like that, but it like in the long term, it's always how you want to be, right?
It's true. I asked this actually for a few like reasons. One of the main ones, obviously, I pulled up the cast. You said it just triggered something, but then it gave me a thought. Number one, I do think that. I think a lot of people put on like a bit of a persona. Yeah. And I honestly can admit that I did it too. I did, like when I vlogged and I traveled. In that realm, I feel like people hype it up a lot. Like, I mean, you can even go to like an example. You know who Casey Neistat is?
Yes.
The vlogger.
I do.
He's like the godfather of vlogging. He's one of the first.
Sorry, who?
Casey Neistat.
I know.
He's a he's huge YouTube. Like he became...
He's early.
He started. He
like
pretty much was one of the first guy to ever vlog.
He's the OG.
Started
Wow.
it. Really good quality content. He's a film producer first. Produced a show for HBO.
Yeah.
Then YouTube came out and he's like, "Oh, this could be something." Started like making videos for YouTube and just blew up. Like 16 million followers, like massive.
Wow. Is he still around?
Yeah. You can look him up.
He's
Not
huge,
as much as
huge.
now, but really good content. But you can see like even him, you fluff it up a little bit to kind of have a shtick. But to that point of like what Ernesto said, the reason I asked is because like I've. In the realm of that world, like I know what it's like, because even I did. I'm guilty of it for sure, because I knew that when you're recording, people want to see you have more energy. Like if it's just a normal day in the life, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Your normal day in the life's just whatever?
No, so that's what I was getting at too. So I agree, right? People, I think for the most part, I do think actually, unfortunately, people are more disingenuous. Because it's that public pressure, that social pressure, and try to be someone you're not, to make people not hurt people's feelings, tell them like sugarcoat things and all that stuff. person. I think I'm genuine. I don't sugarcoat shit
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Like I tell it how it is. You know that
Yeah.
from very recently. But yeah, I think that
It's harder online for sure to be genuine than disingenuous. I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, when you're trying to portray something, right? And it's just like people. Another thing is people see through the bullshit now. I think too, especially online. We've been online for so long now, and just staring at our phones that we see a post and we kind of know already if it's genuine or not, just by maybe watching it for a second or just looking at it, right? So I think people are getting even smarter when it comes to that, and they're seeing through the bullshit. And that's why it's even more important to be genuine, because
100%.
now you're actually not even pleasing anyone. It's counteracting.
But
it,
I also
right?
think that, and I don't know, controversial or not, I think cancel culture has also made that very hard, because shout out cast, people
shout out.
I was actually gonna
people
segue that
can't
out.
be
That's
genuine about, you know, and if we're looking especially on like whether it's morals, politics, you know, just anything,
events.
Could be
current
anything,
events, things they
fashion,
believe in. It's
sport.
like you got to go on there, and if you're a public figure, you can't be honest with your opinion, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
That's super fucked up, right?
100%.
And that's like, if you go back to like, you know, the whole censorship thing and whatever, it's censorship, even though they're not actually telling you can't post a thing saying you believe in one thing on your story on Instagram. You can't, because you'll get fucking ruined.
Yeah,
you know what I
100%.
mean? So
Get canceled,
it's
yeah.
all these things that have led to people being like, just
Okay, I'll just fake it then.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
It's just so much easier
Whatever.
too at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
It's easier.
But people don't realize too, like, and honestly, I'm guilty of that. Like, I'll be honest, I don't act like my full self on whether it's Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter, whatever. Like, 'cause you're worried, so you kind of sugarcoat your opinion, or even around your friends. That's fucking exhausting. Like trying to do that, it's harder to do that than be yourself.
Of course.
And if you be yourself, people don't like it. You're gonna ostracize some people, and you're gonna make people feel like, oh, I don't like his personality. But you also don't want to be around people that don't like you for who you
Well,
really are.
there's
Because
that-
carrying on an act forever,
Yes.
like you
Yes.
said, someone comes in and they're like, oh, you're not the same as I saw you on Instagram. Like
Yeah.
you're nice here, but you act cool. Like
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
And they have to carry that persona on forever. You know, and then you just have to believe that persona. It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
crazy.
It is.
Yeah. Or if you go the other way and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna try and please everyone. Like, you're just not being your true self anymore. Th're just
a product of everybody else.
You're gonna
they
be all
just
over the
see it,
place.
man.
You're
They
all over the
see it,
place.
That's
right?
one thing I want to say. So if you try, I have this thing. The saying I don't think makes sense, but I say it because it applies to cast.
Yeah.
If you try to be everything to everybody, you're nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
You're gonna look at yourself at the end of the day and be like, what do I actually is
Yeah.
genuine to me? What's real to me? What do I enjoy, or how do I want to be? Right?
Who am I?
And I think
Yeah.
you get to weed those people out, the ones that will appreciate you and not appreciate you when you're genuine.
Yeah.
One thing, especially when you're portraying yourself online, so many people portray the highs. Well, let's get serious.
Yeah.
Nobody just has 365 good days a year. If you do, kudos to you, man. You are.
We gotta talk if you.
Yeah,
do.
you,
Yeah,
you
let
have
me
the
know.
secret
You
to
should
life.
just sell that shit.
Yeah, you have the
Hit
secret
up
to
neighborhood,
life.
find out how to market it. Let's get it out to the
Let us
people.
know.
If you have 365 good days a year, man, you are he or she is doing great.
Yeah.
The problem is nobody portrays the bad days.
Yeah.
So that by not portraying the bad days online, everyone just thinks, oh, you're this happy-go-lucky guy. And like
Yeah.
I used to be like that too.
Yeah.
Like I used to only portray the good moments, the happy
Yeah.
times. But and everyone's like, found that I went through depression. They're like, oh, how you went through depression? No,
I would've never known.
You
Yeah.
smile all the time. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't. Just because I smile online, what do you want me to post a picture of me crying? Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just not what I want to portray. So there's that fine line in that kind of high and low sense, but I think the main thing is just be yourself in person. It's like there's your online brand and then there's you as a person.
of course.
If you're true to yourself as a person in person and when you have your real connections, that's the most important.
And if you do that, you'll be able to do it online very
Yeah,
easily
exactly,
as well.
right?
So
Like,
Yeah.
it goes
no
hand
one's
in
going to
hand.
judge you just based on your online presence. People judge you on who you are as a person when they meet you, how they interact
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
If you're have this persona online that you're always happy, and then people meet you and like you're having an off day and you're honest and open about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like, oh wow, you're having a bad day, but online you're just always happy. Like, hey, everybody knows
And I
that
think
nobody's 365 days happy.
Even talking about like posting the losses and the L's of your life, like don't go in and post when you're crying. Like don't do that.
Yeah.
But you should still show people, even if something doesn't go your way, right? Like if you woke up and you wanted to work out and you post like, you know what, I couldn't work out today, lazy day, like didn't have enough motivation. That's real. Now anything else that person posts, I'm gonna assume is genuine now,
Yeah.
right? Because they were real with me for that maybe one or two posts, right?
Yep.
So maybe you don't have to post everything with your life, but you can be genuine about things that didn't go your way or mistakes that were made. I think people look at that and they're like, you know what? Okay, cool. Like I can
respect
trust
it.
But I think even from like posting about an opinion on something, I noticed personally that in this last maybe a couple months, I've been very vocal about things that I don't believe or things that I do believe. And there's actually been a whole new group of people that have like started following me, started hitting me up about things.
Yeah.
And so whatever, like about COVID or the way the government's with small businesses, I've been I think we've like from a neighborhood perspective, I know Ernesto and I have both been very vocal about that. And there's a lot of people that kind of like come out of the woodwork who are like, yo, I respect you for speaking up, right? Where maybe that's not a popular opinion. So you just got to try and be genuine, like as much as possible, because there are people who will take to your opinions, even if, you know, they like it or don't. And people will message and say, yo, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, thanks for your opinion.
But it's like
Appreciate it.
perfect. I know this person doesn't like me.
But
It's
at
all good.
least I was honest.
Yeah.
And this
You
guy
were
doesn't
yourself,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
There's two
It's a
things
battle.
I want to touch on that one specific and move that way. But to your point as well, like one indication of knowing if, in my opinion, if someone's genuine, especially recent, like with things that happened recently with stock markets and what's going on, all these things, people want to tell you in business, anything. Everyone wants to tell you about their winners and hide their losers, right? So, you know, especially with guys, like I'm not calling anybody out or anything, but I know, you know, guys naturally want to say, oh yeah, I found, you know, this business or this stock, or, you know, I bought Bitcoin here and I bought it there.
Yeah.
Like they'll tell you when they bought Bitcoin and they're up, but they'll never tell you where they sold it. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, don't worry, I got out at 30,000. Listen, if you want to know how someone really is, and how I think the judge of someone's character is, if you meet somebody and they're talking good things, say, okay, cool, that's great advice. Tell me about all the bad times you had.
Yeah,
I'll tell everybody about my losses.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about like the investment deals I got wrong, how many people I've hired that I made mistakes. Like I've done a lot of them. You learn through it.
You have to.
And if someone tells you that everything is roses and they shit flowers, they're blowing smoke up
Either
your
they're
ass.
Jesus or they're lying. One of
Yeah.
the two.
And I think social media is starting to get away from that now a little bit now, right? Like
Yeah.
where people are, well, not really, because going off what he said,
That's
it's
why I
kind of
wanted
like
to- yeah.
it's counter. Like it's people are trying to be more genuine, but at the same time, it's
also
harder
hard.
than ever to be
Yes.
genuine, right? So it's tough.
And that plays off your point as well. That's why I wanted to address, like you just kind of nailed it. And honestly, I respect you for speaking up. And I should be able to do more. I'm a very outspoken person. I say whatever I want. But it's that fear of, like, lack of a better term, reprisal, which that's how we kind of explain cast.
Yeah.
And you can't be yourself. And the point, like, not even can you not be yourself in saying certain things. Like, good for you for doing it. And I really, really respect it.
Thank you.
And I think more people should. The people get scared of, like, you know, what's gonna happen to my brand, and that's even harder. Like, you are a business owner, so like,
I stopped giving a fuck, bro.
and you need more people
Straight
should.
up. And that has actually, I actually think, correct me if I'm wrong, helped the business. Like,
It has.
I'm fucking controversial as fuck, man. I'll go and like
Say some shit that I'm like, oh,
dude, I have.
here we
I
go.
have
Sometimes I wake up, I'm just
I
reading
have-
his story. I'm like,
Shit, we
oh fuck.
Dude, I have a notification.
damage
Oh, fuck.
You're sober on your others? You okay? Everything all right?
Everything okay, man?
I have a notification on my phone for when 6buzz posts. Every time 6buzz posts, I get a notification. I go right there, and not on every single one, but on a lot of them. If you guys go look back, I comment, and I'll comment based on like whatever they're posting. I'll get my honest opinion on it. 4, 5, 6, 700 likes, 8, you know, fucking
Really?
100 comments, people blasting
if
me.
you're one of the first people to comment on a
yeah.
6buzz and you have a controversial comment, it's game on.
I feel like if we had 6
bro.
posting on Cast, it would Cast would go to the moon.
Oh, dude, my DMs on some of the things that I've like said, you know,
It's crazy.
bro, like craziness. People
Like from a
going
comment,
nuts.
like on a 6buzz post, you're getting DMs like saying you should die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Like from something
Yeah,
that
bro.
small, right?
Yeah, dude.
Just
But I love it, to
even
be
agreeing
honest.
with a caption.
I
like,
fucking
you're
love
done.
it, though. I love it.
You're
I love
done.
it, bro.
I
love it, dog.
All right, what
See,
do we
that's
do?
what
Let's
Anthony's
go.
getting on. See, like Cast is all very early days, and as it starts to scale, we've kept it tight.
Yeah. Of course.
As it scales, that's the kind of shit energy we need, because people can share their opinion and vote,
Yeah.
but then you people in the comments who have the unfavorable opinions, right?
Of course.
To your point, good for you for doing that. But
Yeah.
a lot of people won't do that because they're scared of the ramifications of it.
course.
But that's wrong. And the thing is, too, to a worse degree, is like it's getting so bad that you can't even ask a question that is unfavorable. Like,
That's what I usually
I'm
do.
going to use it loosely. Like, what if you say something like, whether it comes to gender roles or whether it comes to racial stuff, like if you ask the question, people will attack you saying like,
Why
I
you
can't believe you're
asking?
even asking that.
Why are you even asking?
In what world is a question wrong? You're
Oh.
curious. So because I asked something, like what if I asked a guy, do you believe in God? And someone said, well, you don't believe in God? I never said that.
Yeah.
People make assumptions just based on the question you ask these days.
It's a
asked
very
the question.
hostile
I have-
environment
I have
right
the
now.
perfect one for this, for
Hit
that
us.
situation.
Hit us.
There was like 6buzz posted some guys getting arrested at the lockdown, not parades, protests, whatever, at Dundas Square, whatever. Like they're fucking murking this guy. They're like have him on the floor like as if he like killed somebody, right? I get the notification. Boom, I'm there. I'm like, there's like 2 comments. I'm like, yes. I love it. I get fired up. I'm like, yo, let's go. I get in there. I'm like, controversial, but I just asked a question. I didn't say my opinion. I just said, what's the difference between these protests and the ones during the summer?
A question.
And I got absolutely ruined. DMs, you're racist, you're this, you're that. I'm like, I didn't even say, I just asked a fucking question. And when did that become wrong? And that's scary. That's scary, which is why, again, I commend you guys for what you're doing with Cast, because that's scary. When you can't even ask a question anymore, I'm not even give my fucking
You can't even
opinion.
respond to the question really either, to be honest. Like you can't ask,
but
you can't answer. So.
But what I wanted to say was, back to like, okay, me asking these questions that might be controversial for some people, is that some of the responses I'm seeing, a lot of the responses I'm seeing, and a lot of DMs that I get from random strangers are, there's like a silent majority. People who would agree and be like, yo, keep asking those questions. Yo, I've seen you comment on every 6 Buzz post. Keep doing that, whatever. And I'm like,
and this is the low key 6 Buzz comment.
yo, bro,
I'm gonna
go
start
back,
looking
catch
now.
You're gonna
me,
start
man.
seeing him,
Look from now on, you're gonna see I go nuts. But which is why the day you guys walked into our office and told us about Cass and what you were doing, you guys left. I'm like, bro, brilliant idea, because that's like, I almost want to say we need it to save the fucking world. I think you guys can save the world with this shit for real, right?
We were experiencing it firsthand, right? Like this guy's on the 6 Buzz going nuts. Like I was going off on my stories a couple of days too, and thousands of people agreeing with me, and these are the same people that would never probably say anything.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like, wow, there's a silent majority.
There's a silent majority.
They're just so scared to say anything.
You know what it is? Somebody told me this. Social media is an echo chamber. So whoever's the loudest on social media, people start to think that that's the majority. So if one person goes on social media, or a group of 10 people start posting crazy shit about something they believe in, people look and start to think that that's the majority.
We used to do that with promoting. We used to all post on Fridays that we're going.
You know what I mean? And people
everyone
think,
thought everyone's going to win.
Exactly. And so it becomes an echo chamber, because just because they're yelling the loudest, people start to think that they're the biggest group, even though it could be just 5 people.
Yep.
Right. And then the majority is just silent because they're scared of saying something.
I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you saw that on our board, our third principle. So we have 7 principles that guide Cast.
Yeah.
And it's our internal ones. They're external as well, but we are the one, we believe in them and we keep them so that, like, we're all co-founders, but as CEO, ultimately I can make a final decision saying this is the best. But if it violates one of those, nobody can do it.
Cool.
One of them literally says, have a unique view. Don't be an echo chamber. So
I love that.
So because the problem is, so I'll give you an example. A lot of people don't know this, and I apologize if I'm saying the fact incorrectly. But I was reading some articles in Forbes the other day, and this is why we created Cast. One of the main reasons is, again, I'm not saying from a political perspective things are an echo chamber. Just in general, things get amplified.
Yes. Of course.
But people often fail to realize that people like Twitter, for example, has 330 million monthly active users.
Wow.
Jeez.
But they have this thing called the 1% stream, and it's a sample size of data, and they use it like outsiders use to analyze the activity. You know that all the content posted on Twitter comes from 1% of users. So that means only 3 million people are actually posting unique perspectives. The rest is all retweets and likes and reshares.
Yes.
So
that's me.
This is what I'm saying based on what I've read. If I'm misquoting this, apologies everybody. We don't have Jordan here to fact check. But see, that's the problem. And not the problem. I'm not saying that we're right, but that's what we felt compelled to build Cast.
No, that's a problem, bro.
Right.
That's a fucking problem.
No, I agree. But the thing is, no, it's a problem. Sorry, let me rephrase this. It's a problem. You're right. It's more so that we're not trying to say what people are saying is wrong. We just want to see, is it the truth?
Yes.
Like, we're not saying what people say on Twitter is right, or Reddit, or Facebook, anything. We're not saying they're correct or incorrect. Yeah. We're not saying the left politically or the right politically, or we're not taking sides. Yeah. Our other one is be Swiss, remain neutral. We're in the middle. We're giving you a platform to come to the middle and share your thoughts. But the point is, we want to see really what public sentiment is. Because I'll wrap this point up here. Trending on Twitter means that it's a topic that's getting shared a lot, so that word's getting picked up. Yep. That doesn't necessarily, it's like Google. That doesn't necessarily mean somebody believes that. It means they're curious about that.
Yes.
So if you see, we'll take, this is not a political stance again, BLM. That's going to be a trending topic because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
But do we know how people feel in different ways? Do they feel it's unfair or fair or not enough media attention, too much media attention? Yeah. Do they think that one side of the politics is taking more favorable stance on it? Like, it's just to understand exactly what people think about it.
It's getting the public more involved too. Like you said, there's 1% of people actually posting things.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that everyone's just being a bystander as well. Exactly. So it doesn't mean there's no unique perspective coming in. There's no dialogue and discourse because people see, okay, wow, this is trending and this is the popular view apparently. I'm unpopular. I'm going to go in there and get roasted by 10 million people.
Nope,
Like
I
my
don't think
life's
so.
over.
Yeah, I don't
Death
think-
threats, all that. So that shouldn't be okay. Again, that very well could be what everybody feels, but we just think, let's see if that's the case and let the users understand and figure out for themselves if that's the case.
Of course.
So,
But
yeah, we kind of
I'm with you on that. I think getting the more of the public involved, getting more of these users involved is the important part, right? Because you just said 1%. How is everyone going to base like a popular opinion off 1% of the people on the platform, right? Like just because they're the ones that don't care to say something, right? So to get the public more involved in these social platforms is what you guys are going to do, and that's a big thing because on all these platforms, you look at LinkedIn, you look at Instagram. There's so many users, but there's only that 1-2% that are actually using the platform or actually posting on the platform, right?
So, okay, I have a question.
hit us.
I don't know how comfortable you guys are talking about it, but I'm going to ask you anyways. The whole censorship that went on with the president or former president now at this point.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? And I'm only asking because you guys are in the app world, right? In the social media world in terms of you guys have your own fucking app, right? So
The thoughts on like, is it okay what they did? You're saying, or like,
is it okay? I'm not about the things that he said or no, just the down to the portion of is censoring the president of the United States, like censoring the easiest way of his communication to the public, is that right or wrong? Or what are your thoughts on that?
So
Even not right or wrong, what are your thoughts
That's
on
interesting. And you see, that's one of the things too. And that's why I want to qualify this, because even just asking that, and if I answer it, they're going to say, oh, you like Trump. I have no stance.
I'm getting
like,
anxiety.
Yeah. Like again, that's the problem with
Sorry.
no.
I don't mean to put you on that.
No.
The reason
But I'm just saying, because if someone listens and say, if I answer this the way I truly feel, I'm talking about the problem at hand, censoring somebody. Not, I have no opinion politically.
That's why I said.
It's the censorship is the underlying thing. I want to make that clear, because again, that's why we build Cast, because I shouldn't be scared and not be afraid. I should be able to answer that. Like,
Without even
no
having to
holds
say
barred.
this.
But I have to qualify what I say now, so people don't say, "Oh, you like the president." No, I'm not saying that.
Well, that's the problem, is that you had to make
I have to
this.
qualify
You have to make
it.
this
You
a
just have to
minute.
Talk about it for 5 minutes first, right? Like that's the thing.
About do I?
Thank you, bro.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Yo,
Yo,
guys.
shout out Cottage Springs, eh?
Yeah.
Cottage
Big
Springs.
sponsorship,
Like that.
boys.
That's
Cheers.
Great sponsorship.
I got you,
Cheers.
bro. Let's go. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers,
Hey, I like
bro.
that. Hey, the guest already knows.
Hey, listen,
they
shout out our
must have their own
sponsor, Cottage Springs Vodka Soda. I'm drinking the wild cherry, zero
even do that.
carbs, zero sugar. Shut up, bro. I'm doing the fucking thing. All right.
Oh, continue. You're doing a great job.
And yo, just shout out big brand, Canadian brand. We love it.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
That was great, eh?
Honestly, it's really good. I think this is nice. A little bit of a little hangover. I had a little sake last night.
I'm gonna get sauced off that.
But
Sorry, let's get back to the controversy.
yeah, so the censorship thing is
Ed is
hard.
waiting.
I
You're
love
gonna see
this
him check his phone. He's like, new 6 month post.
I got him on that story.
Wait, George, what did you just say?
6 months. Can you believe this guy's saying these things? Should he comes in? I set him up. I knew he was gonna get him.
Oh my god.
No, but to be honest, I naturally being in the tech world now, I do a lot of like most of my days. Obviously, like we're building an app, running it. Our amazing team's the one building it. So
Doing the
we're
research.
Yeah, so I just understanding the landscape, like what problems exist, how can we adapt to make sure that we don't face those. Censorship is a big deal, very very big deal, and you know some people, because when it comes to a person. What happens is people look at the person, they don't like him, so it's okay to censor or not okay. That shouldn't be. You have to remove emotion. People are going to say, well, we're not emotional, but you have to remove emotion from a decision and go to the underlying principle and think, does it make sense? Yeah. Okay, he's the president. So sure, like president, Twitter came out and said that he used to get favorable exemptions, if you will, because of his position of power and his platform and all that stuff. I think they came out and said that around that time. On the other hand, if somebody is not necessarily directly inciting violence, but insinuating and implying, and you know that people can misconstrue the words and it leads to something dangerous, that's also a very slippery slope. When you have, I don't know what the president had, the former president, 70 million followers.
I think he's still the president, right? Until
Inauguration
No,
happened.
he don't. Yeah, he's gone.
So
he's gone later.
He's done.
gone?
Ciao,
Yeah.
buddy.
So anyways, it's interesting, right? You don't know.
Okay, so
And I think the other thing people got to remember too is like, on one hand, like there's two problems, because even Apple, I posted a question and Apple's doing it now with the new updates on the App Store.
Yes.
It's hard because people are trusting Cottage Springs. People are trusting, like people don't realize that you're not necessarily let me phrase properly. It's not our right as people and citizens to be able to use these platforms. It's you agree to the terms of service, and at the end of the day, they have the right to block anybody. Yeah. They do, unfortunately. So they can say, George, you know what? Don't like your opinion. I can block you. It is censorship, and you're skewing the conversation, but
That's a slippery slope.
But
though.
it's true. I tell you right now, like I'm just saying that the terms, that's why they did it. Because they have the right and it's a private business. So the amendment, if I remember correctly, it's your First Amendment rights in the States only grant you from the government censoring. If I stand in the street and I'm saying my piece and I'm not hurting anybody, I have a right to do that. But when you enter a business, like if I walked into a grocery store and I'm shouting profanities and inciting violence, they can kick me out of the store.
It's just like going trespassing, right? Like,
I believe this is my understanding of it.
Yeah.
So do I think censorship's okay? No, but I mean that's a very crazy situation. And
one thing, and are you done, George? Sorry.
yeah, I don't even know if I answered. I'm kind of laying out the perspective of both sides.
One thing when it all happened, I can't remember if it was with George or someone else. I was just saying, I'm like, look, if you're gonna censor Trump for saying this, then you better censor everybody else that's doing the exact same kind.
That's the
so
problem.
that's what I said. I said, look, if you're going to do it to one person just because he's the easiest target in the world right now online,
of course.
Make sure you do it to everybody else. All the fucking bullies who are making kids commit suicide, all the haters, all the trolls, do it to everybody.
Well, look at it like this.
Wait, the next day, I read an article, 70,000 Twitter accounts suspended. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
what you're saying is popular. A lot of people were saying, okay, you banned Trump for saying something that could is the key word, could incite violence, but the fucking the leader of ISIS and all these other guys are on there openly saying shit. It's like, that's crazy. You can't just do that.
I said. If you're gonna do it to one, do it to all, or don't do it to anybody.
And that's now, if you circle that back to the whole thing, that's the scary part about big tech. Is how much power they have.
100%. You're not wrong. Like, that's the thing
to us right now.
Through multiple ways. Like all those TVs.
You're fired up. But my beard's growing still. I'm just kidding.
It's a good point. And actually, I don't know if you guys know the story. Like, I don't know all of it, but you know what the Arab Spring was? The Arab Spring was like this big revolution across the Middle East. It happened, I think, in Egypt, Jordan, and somewhere else. Okay. And it was like all governments in all those countries were overthrown.
Yeah.
And it started on Twitter. But the governments were like, people felt oppressed. I don't know the whole story. Again, sorry guys, for sure going to misquote this. But it started
at George after this episode.
No,
You're done, buddy. I'm setting you up for fucking for failure.
I mean, I'm not telling you I agree with it. I never did. So if anyone wants to put me on blast, fucking put me on blast. Yeah. I'm just telling you.
We'll take any press we can get.
Yeah, at this point,
this is probably the most we've sworn on an episode.
Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying.
You have ads going on.
My bad.
This
kid's been going
on. It's all me, bro.
You're the guest, man.
I'm about you.
I don't even swear.
But it's like stuff like that does happen, right? So that's where I agree, right? It's a slippery slope when it becomes like, okay, this person has a lot of power and influence, so we should censor them. But then there's other people on it saying shit that you don't censor. So it's got to be an equal stick, and the rules got to be like unilateral across the board. It's got to be a sweeping rule, right? Because that's again another thing with Cast is that we wanted to create a platform where all votes are measured equally, because in social media, not everything's considered equal. No. You don't weigh it equal. If somebody with 70 million followers says something, somebody with 1,000, people are like, I got 1,000 has no influence, but doesn't matter. You're still saying it. Yeah. So if you're gonna go and jump on the person with 70 million, yes, bigger reach, but it's the principle at hand. If you're inciting violence, you have to block every post that does that. Maybe they do. I don't know. But it's got to be a universal rule, and it's got to be a blanket rule for the most part. You can't just pick and choose. I think when you want to do it, I guess extenuating circumstances, if something's going to cause like capital, that's fucking crazy. That's insane.
So what about because you guys obviously are app creators, what about the whole Parler thing? How everyone switched platforms and then they took it off the app store.
Again,
that's even
it's controversial, but again, you're using Apple and AWS. Their argument, from what I understand, was AWS and who's the other one that banned them? It was AWS, somebody else banned them and said that they violated their terms. I don't know what the terms are. I can't speak to that, but they use the terms. Every company does it, right? Because it's a business.
Sure.
And I guess I'm not saying it's right by no means, but that's how they get around it and justify it.
Of course.
Okay.
So, it really is.
They're monopolies.
It's a political play too, right? Because you're playing politician. You're saying this is like you have in your terms. You say this is why we did it. Really, there's probably underlying reasons. I won't make assumptions, or I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm not going to assume anything without facts. But that's how they just justify it.
Yeah.
Naturally, anyone can suspect that, okay, we got to shut this group down. Maybe like that's what you think it could be. I also like to speak with the facts that I know, so I don't get in trouble.
On this topic too, and moving a little bit forward, this whole Robinhood.
Sorry, can I add one thing? Just one thing. That's the problem, right?
Your show, man.
Yeah, sorry.
You're asking me for permission. Can I say one thing?
I'm really just dialed in right now.
And I love it.
So this is the other thing, right? This is another problem. We're sitting here and you're asking my perspective, and you're like, we're all talking about our opinion. You might have a view, you have a view, I have a view, right? I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible, but that's just what I believe is why I go with the facts. But see, if I said this point of view online and I wrote it out perfectly, spelled it out, lowercase, no caps, so I'm not yelling. People, you're racist, you're violent, you believe in parley.
Lost your job.
I don't believe in any of this. I believe in facts, and I like I like discourse. I like sitting here. Because you asked my opinion, and I'm sure some stuff I said you probably maybe don't agree with.
Yeah.
Again, that's not wrong. We all have our own ideas. Just because I believe it doesn't mean I'm right.
The point is that we can have this conversation and then stop this conversation and have a
and
beer
you know what?
together.
I never thought about. I can go and say I never thought about that and thought that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Still, maybe I don't agree, but then I say, you know what? I never knew that perspective. That's what happens right now with all this. And the thing is too that the censorship problem. This doesn't, it just exacerbates the problem, right? Because then you just get people who are resentful. Like it's like if I go into a room and I do this often, ask any of my friends. I'm very like I like to lecture. Like I'm an orator. Mike, shout out Mike Dirkley. He calls me an orator because I stand up like this and I tell you my ideas. But I come across as very brash because I'm loud. That just causes people to say, "Oh, he's yelling at me." Shit. Then they get their backs up and they say, "Well, fuck him. I'm not gonna listen to him. What does he know?" And it's just like a vicious cycle.
Perspective.
That's all online. No, I don't think I've ever come away from online and been like, "Oh, that guy's coherent with their thoughts." I like that. Of course. We're trying to create that.
Well, look, the only reason humans have come this far in general, and that we're not still like living in huts with fires heating our houses, because communication, having conversation is the reason we've gotten this far. As humans, as human beings, we got fucking Elon Musk going to take us to the moon, to fucking Mars. Bro,
I'll go wherever that guy goes.
But if we can't talk about it, then we'll never keep progressing.
That's something I agree with. Go ahead. But that's what I agree with. Stifling speech is the problem. I don't think about censorship. I think stifling speech is a problem, if that makes sense.
I'm going to bring up the Robinhood point after, but to what you were saying, Anth, what you're saying, how we wouldn't be here where we are today if people weren't doing that. Because if you think about the person who was using fire as light and candles, well, someone must have said, "Hey, you know what? I bet you there's a better way to do this."
There you go.
Who's the dude that created the light? Electricity. Bell. Alexander Graham Bell.
No, it's telephone. It's a telephone, isn't it?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
There you go. Someone said there's got to be a better way to create communication amongst people in different cities instead of mail.
Do you know the saying about when the light bulb was invented?
No.
So what Thomas Edison said, someone said like, you found how many tries you take to do it. He's like 1,000 ways, and he goes, "Oh, you failed 1,000 times." He goes, "No, I found 1,000 ways not to do it correctly." That's out of context. Paraphrasing.
But that's the idea. It's like if he didn't ask that question or think, "Hey, there's got to be a better way," we wouldn't have light. We wouldn't have electricity. If Elon Musk didn't say there's got to be
Christopher Columbus didn't say, "Hey, what's on that continent across the lake from
that
London? Let me go check it out." Now we're all here.
That all stems from conversation. As humans, we need conversation, and we need to be able to have it without feeling like we can't speak our truth. Right. So that's a scary part about what's happening today. And I'll say it one more time: download Cast. If you don't, email these guys; they'll get you on it.
It's the problem we're trying to solve.
And I love that. So
you nailed it on that last point, though. Like that, the conversation. Sorry, Rick, you want to jump in? I keep taking over here, but that's a good point.
No, it's a conversation. That's what it is.
My next point was I wanted to bring up Robinhood.
What year is this? When the app just got invented?
Happened a couple years back. No,
no, it's not out yet. It's coming out.
2017.
Rick has some inside scoop on the future of what's going on.
What's Robinhood?
No, but everything that's happening with Robinhood, and we'll get into it because we've kind of talked about censorship, and it's along the lines of breaking rules here. Everything that just happened. Very rarely in today's side, you get people from the far left, the far right, people in between, in the middle, all agreeing on what happened.
Yes.
And that to me is, I don't call it censorship, but not being able to let people do what they want to do on a platform where they're allowed to do that.
It's
so wrong. Yeah. And Dave Portnoy said this on one of his tweets or rants.
I was about to say this.
He literally says like they should all be in jail. Yeah. He's like everybody.
They won't though, which is crazy.
Do I think all of them should be in jail? No. Like the low level people, let them go. Give them a slap on the wrist. The marketing coordinators, let them go.
No, for sure.
The people, the janitors, let them go too. But like all senior level execs, anybody in that boardroom when they made that decision should just be hit with it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, shout out Dave Portnoy. If he ever sees this, bro, that guy's my idol.
Didn't he comment on the Carlin Domi one?
Did he?
Dude, I fucking
there were Barstool people that did.
I don't know.
I loved it. I fucking love that guy. He's an absolute legend. Okay.
He's on. It's unfortunate. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but he's a realist. He'll just tell it how it is, whether he gives criticism. He'll speak his opinion. And honestly, what he says is, I do think a lot of it has
about the whole Robinhood thing. He said, AOC. You guys know who AOC is, right? He said when AOC and Donald Trump Jr. are agreeing on an issue, something's wrong. Yeah, and it's true. Far left, far right, or whatever they want to classify themselves as, when they're agreeing on something, you know it's wrong.
It's a bigger issue
You
at hand,
know
yeah,
it's wrong,
100%.
right? And Robinhood, I like trading, so I've been doing it. I've been doing it before it was trendy. Okay, I've been doing it before it was trendy. Ask this guy. He'll tell you.
Bought Bitcoin at 2K.
No, I was never not crypto.
Same,
That shit
that
scares me.
shit freaks me out.
But I don't know where the fuck. I was
About
going with
AOC
this.
and
oh
Bitcoin.
AOC and whatever.
About Robinhood.
Robinhood. Fuck, I don't know. I blanked out.
It's okay.
Anyways, yeah, it'll come. It'll come.
But on that top, shit. Now I forgot my point.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Ern, what do you gotta say on that?
Listen, I don't really use. I've never used Robinhood. I just
Likewise.
obviously.
Oh, sorry. I know. Go ahead. I know. Go ahead. I was gonna say. Let me say it quickly.
I just
That's
like-
how they got around it too. See, Robinhood terms of service. Said the same thing. Robinhood in terms
Yeah.
of service has the right to liquidate any position at any time they see
Oh,
fit.
okay. Now I got my point back.
So see, and go ahead. That's what
No,
I was
no.
gonna say.
They I think it was yesterday, or I think it was actually yesterday. They released a list of like 25 different stocks that they've limited how much you can buy of it. Where it's like, bro, you can buy like one share of this company.
Market
That's their
manipulation.
limit. But it's market manipulation, which is by the laws of our government.
Illegal.
That's illegal. But the big wigs and the hedge fund managers who lost, $30 billion in the last week, they get to make the rules. And he was asking me, he's like, bro, he called me yesterday morning before the market opened.
Yo, AMC.
He's like, this guy.
I got like 50 DMs in like 20 minutes. Like, yo, bro, you doing this? You doing? I've never even heard of half these things. I'm just like, I call this guy. I'm like, yo,
This guy
10G.
called me.
I'm like, yo,
Hey, the
10K.
movies are open. We gotta go see a movie.
No. What about
I'm like,
the
yo,
Italian
10K?
dad on TikTok?
Which one?
It's like
That guy's funny.
My investor Angelo, he told me to buy AMC.
You know
I'm gonna
that
buy
guy-
100 of them. He's like, Dad, what 100?
You know
yeah,
the
I'm
guy-
gonna buy
you know
100
the kid who's
AMCs.
I'm talking about the story, the actual place.
The Italian, you know the Italian guy who does the Italian dad
Yeah,
impressions
yeah,
with the
yeah.
big jawline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, my buddy Angelo told me, but I'm gonna buy some AMCs.
I literally called him like, yo, 10K on AMC or
This
what?
guy called me before the market opened. He's like, yo, should I buy AMC? I'm like, dude, you don't trade. So no, don't buy it because it's just hype right now. Whether it's a good investment or bad, it's not about that. You have to
You're
know
not a
what
day trader. You don't.
You
You're
I
don't
not
don't
a
think
this.
day trading is crazy.
It's
Actually, I have no stomach
crazy.
for that.
It's fucking nuts, bro.
So-
It's
Like the
nuts.
people who did it, and shout out to the people that took advantage of this whole situation and they climbed on it and they made
Congrats,
a couple bucks.
bro. Congrats,
And like
yeah.
I saw a post on Tank Sinatra or Tank Good News.
Yeah,
There was some lady put $6K into AMC and GameStop, and she said she was going to do it to pay for her son's like cancer treatment.
Oh, wow.
Doubled down on her money.
amazing.
Took the money out, made a clean $6K in 2 days.
Yeah.
And has enough money to pay. Okay.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Kudos
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
You took a risk. It paid off and good for you. But if this is not something you do, be very careful because it can drop to zero.
in a second.
Yeah.
Like in 1 second. Which
So
I was
it's-
telling him, I'm like, bro, don't do it.
Yeah.
But
I won't think-
Like imagine you go to the gym, you come back and you're down 50%.
Or the gym, it's like you stand up,
blink.
you stand up from the
There,
table in
this-
front of us, grab a cookie, sit back down. You lost all your
Gone.
money. You know what I mean? But on before getting into that Robinhood thing or going deeper into it, I'm fucking happy to see what happened. And you know what? Besides AOC and Donald Trump Jr., you see like Mark Cuban tweeting about it and being like, you know what? Good for them. These big wigs and hedge fund managers have been stealing money from people and manipulating the market in their favor for years, since forever. So to see these group of guys on Reddit, shout out to fucking WSB, Wall Street Bets out here. These guys fucking found a little glitch in the system. Not glitch, they found a trend.
They found a way to take
They
it.
found
They found a way to stick it to the man, essentially.
And I love that.
100%.
And I fucking love that, right? But then, now back to the censorship thing. You see, Robinhood shut down. You can't buy MC. Like it's like, and that's what I was telling him. I said, you know what? I'm scared of this situation because I think those guys, the man is always gonna win. They have more power, and that's where my head's at in that whole situation. Who knows?
I
though?
have
It
a
could go either
theory
way.
on this actually. So again, it could be wrong. I could be very wrong on this. Looking at it from an outside perspective, didn't get involved in the whole situation, but personally, I like what happened. But I also think it's incredibly wrong, and I do agree with the sentiment that like. I guess it's just really interesting, right? Like people,
Sorry, why do you think it's wrong?
Yeah.
what's wrong? What happened? No, wrong for who's the intervention, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy they took advantage of the system and they said,
Oh,
"Fuck the man."
okay, yeah.
Sorry. I'm happy with what happened.
And you think
Like,
Robinhood is
and
wrong?
here's the
Okay.
problem. So for as long as time, like forever, all these things were invented. People often forget that like money is only valuable because we all believe it's valuable.
Yeah.
Correct,
Someone made it one day and said, "This is how we're going to trade currencies. We're not trading grain anymore. We're going to trade these coins." And then from those coins, said, "Okay, let's start buying shares." And now shares we're going to buy in a company, even though they don't really exist. You're buying these fake stocks that a company issues, and it's all fictional. Everything. It's just because we all believe in it.
course,
So because there's a communal belief, we all believe in this thing. But when the stock market comes around and all these things happen, naturally in this world, it's unfortunate, but people, whether it's by crook or by hook, they're going to lie, cheat, and steal to get rich. Not everybody, a lot of good people in the world, but if there's a way to manipulate something to make money out of it, more often than not, someone will find a way to manipulate it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So if I actually remember this, and I don't remember the exact premise, but The Big Short and before that, Liar's Poker, 2 books that I read by Michael Lewis. Favorite author, shout out to Michael Lewis. Come on the podcast, we'll chat. He wrote these books, and Liar's Poker, I don't remember the whole premise, but Big Short as an example, right? They invented this thing. The market took things, and they took mortgages, said, you know what if we bundle them and find a way to make money off it? So you think about it. People were buying mortgages, and they said, okay, they're just sitting here. How can we profit off this further? And they stretch it further. Then they have credit back mortgage swaps. Yep. Then from that, they have further credit back mortgage. They just keep stretching and stretching. So they're making these fake things that someone is convinced to buy because you market it well, and they buy it and they buy it. So his next book, Flash Boys, comes out, and the same thing continues to happen. Wall Street traders start doing this thing called high frequency trading. And that's when you time the market. So you set up fiber optic cable. So when the market signal, when I go on my computer to buy, let's say RBC stock, my computer takes 10 seconds to get to me. They set up wires to the exchange that come in 9 seconds. Their computer algorithms then time it before I put my order in, beats me to the order, the price goes up, and I buy it higher. And that spread is high frequency trading. Yeah. That became illegal, and actually a Canadian guy who works for Royal Bank figured it out one day and tried to solve the problem. That's why Flash Boys exists. Now, again, this sort of thing happens, and people have this thing called shorts and options. I don't know the whole premise of them, but you're betting against companies, and it's this fake thing. You can't bet against a car. You can't sell a car, like Elon said. You can't sell a car you don't have. Can't sell a house you don't have. But you can sell stocks you don't have. Yeah. So again, a fake thing that exists for someone to make money. So for as long as we on this earth, it will continue. Right? People will try to find ways to take advantage of people who aren't as smart.
Yeah.
Wall Street being the smart guys, taking advantage of the chumps. Yeah. Us public people.
Of course.
Yeah. We're chumps.
We are. Honestly,
fucking chumps, bro.
So all of us, all the
Springs.
chumps get smart and say, fuck, these guys are going to continue to let them take advantage of us. So now they get smart and beat them at their own game.
There you go.
But now the government says, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't beat these guys because it'll have ripple effects. Yeah. That's wrong. And the underlying premise of why it's wrong is it starts to build a fragile system. Yeah. And if you want to understand what a fragile system means, go read Nassim Nicholas Taleb's book, Anti-Fragile. He also wrote The Black Swan. And why it builds an anti-fragile system is because now the government, which much of what they're doing in COVID is saying, we need to do what's best because we know what's best for the people. So they're going to prop these guys up and stop the trade to protect them. That's wrong because all that says to every other bank is, so if we want to manipulate the market, our downside exposure is limited because we know we can't go broke because they'll step in before we go broke. Yeah. So now, if you're smart enough to realize all of us chumps are here on the ground floor. Banks can never go past here, so they're starting on the 15th floor. They can go up, but they'll never come down to where we are. So people don't look at the overarching thing, and the fact that people are standing by, okay with government stepping in and stopping the trades of the big banks and not letting these banks go bankrupt. By letting them go bankrupt, Citadel, Citron Research, all these guys, it just sends a wake-up call to the big banks saying, hey, the public's getting smart. You can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But now they're saying, no, they're getting smart, but we're still going to give you the advantage.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's my problem with this whole thing. Yeah. I'm happy that it happened.
George face getting red right now.
It's so frustrating because you build fragile systems. It's like our health, right? Like you get sick, you get exposed to a cold, you get a little stronger next year, a little stronger. That's Darwinism. That's how humans have evolved. The strongest survive naturally.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the hunter-gatherers, the guy who went and jumped in the fire and got hurt and died, the other guy says, he's a dummy. I'm not going to do that. Next guy gets eaten by a lion. He learns that lions are dangerous. And it just continues. By hedging the downside risk, you're essentially inflating bubbles and all this stuff. Now, I'm going to end that there. And I'm just going to say, I also don't know necessarily always what I'm talking about. So this is what I feel.
Wow.
But it could be wrong. No.
Well, you know what?
That's what bugs me. That the game is rigged.
I think
they're just pretty much saying, come play, but you're not going to win.
Yeah.
I think on a
we'll let you win a little bit, but if you start winning against our guys,
you won't beat our guys.
I think on a grander scale, like outside
Sorry,
of
I
like
went a little
that.
tirade there.
No,
but
I
I think
think
that was
that's
my
true.
chest.
True, man.
You're
we got
absolutely
like 3-4 minutes.
And I think like
Gotta make a reel out of that, probably.
No.
IGTV, that's not a reel. That's a
looking
5-minute
at the
video.
IGTV.
It's a YouTube. We're putting that straight on YouTube.
No, I think from a perspective of now, like look outside the whole trading thing, but still talking about what you're saying. I think from the beginning of 2020 until today, where we're at now, we're not going to disclose what date it is. So many things have been exposed to the public. That's like we always knew this was happening, but we didn't want to believe it. You know what I mean? But now with COVID, with all this BLM stuff, with Trump, with all these trending things that are happening, with this Robinhood thing, with the censorship, people are like,
Big
holy
tech, COVID, everything.
COVID,
And it's a crazy year we've had.
people are, it's exposing the people in power, which is what I like, because I understand there needs to be someone in power to control the people, you know, that whole thing. But at the end of the day, it's cool that, and this is what I like, is that us, the chumps, shout out the chumps, are fucking seeing this are seeing this fucking crazy shit happening and saying, holy fuck, like, you always knew it. We, you know, 10 years ago, I sit with my dad, have a beer, and we're like, the government's corrupt, or you guys are corrupt.
Yeah.
But it's like, now it's being put on blast, right? And I like that. So I want that to keep happening, because I think there are a lot of things we need to fix as humans, that like we can't continue this way, or else we're gonna go down a really dark path.
And that's the thing too. People like, I don't know as much as economists. I'm speaking based on what I read and what I see.
Yeah, me too.
No, but you know, but it's interesting, right? Because the other thing people often you fail to forget, history always repeats itself. Every empire falls at some point. We've just never lived long enough to see that. Like the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, China at one point was a superpower, Japan was a superpower, the England, Spain, Portugal, like everyone, there's been superpowers all as long as time. Who knows? U.S. innovation happening. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe they figured out a way to hedge against it. But naturally over time, it seems like, you know, systems get bigger. They get all this power, and absolute power starts to corrupt absolutely. So the people in power think that they know what's best, and they got to protect the whole system. And you're putting in measures that further, they weaken the system. They're fragile systems, right? So propping up these things, I get it. Like, I don't know the ramifications, you know, by them. There's probably more to the picture, right? People saying Citadel stepped in, or the government stepped in. I'm speaking just based on the general premise. And if I don't know all the facts, apologies. And maybe there was a bigger ripple effect that you're not privy to, right? Maybe Citadel had positions in Apple, and if that goes down, then Apple goes down too. Like, who knows? But it just seems like, you know, you let someone be a martyr, I guess, for lack of a better term. And if Citadel had to face the wrath of it as a result of some crazy Reddit thing that happened, I mean, so be it. It's one bank. Another bank will come in and fill its place.
Of course.
Unfortunately, using an analogy, it's like restaurants, and that's one industry that is very anti-fragile.
Touchy subject.
No, I'm just saying this. No,
Jumping out the window.
I'm not just saying,
bro.
like, restaurants is a hard industry, right?
Definitely one of the hardest.
Like, a lot of stuff, you have to just like keep innovating, doing new things, and people get. Our circumstance now is very different. A lot of restaurants have been. For no fault of their own.
Okay, so let's keep the controversy going then.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, hold on this. I think if there's been 1 year where people have really lost faith in their governments in like recent society, I think 2020, 2021 is that period. Like this whole COVID thing, and maybe I don't speak for everybody, but I strongly believe that I speak for a good amount of people in our age groups, or you know, and at first the lockdowns happened, and everyone understands the lockdowns were needed at the beginning. I don't think many people disagreed with that.
Nope.
None. Then they reopened, the numbers went down. Okay, well, school's open. You know the numbers are going to rise. Okay, you know another lockdown's coming. But at the same time, the way they went about doing it, now with the information we have, is a little bit touchy.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason for the lockdowns is protect the old people, right? Okay, well, you're not protecting the old people. Half the long-term healthcare facilities.
For the record, I don't know if it's the whole reason, so don't.
No,
the whole reason, part of the
sorry,
reason.
But that's a big reason, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's 44 or 50% of the long-term healthcare facilities in Ontario have COVID outbreaks.
Yeah.
Well, if you were trying so hard to protect the old people, which we all agree, the old people,
100%.
you know, they're the ones that are dying, really.
risk,
So it's like we need to protect them. Well, our government's doing their best job to protect them, and they're failing.
Yeah.
So
They're not
so
doing
because
their
they're
best job.
failing protecting the old people, they need to impose this lockdown on everybody else to protect themselves from screwing up the what's happening in long-term healthcare facilities.
Doug,
and now you have like the suicide rates going up, domestic
everything
abuse,
else,
substance abuse, all these
cancer
other
screening too. Cancer screening
everything
is
is just the ripple effect that we won't really fully see for another year or 2 years, 3 years. But there's a massive ripple effect that will happen.
It's going to be us that has to see it, right?
Well, what's funny is a couple weeks ago I posted on my story and I said, "What?" I just asked a question, which I gotta cast this. I'm going to. When did you? I said the question was, when did you lose faith in our government? I just put it like that, and but some people said they didn't. Some people said they did, and then people got deeper in it. So that was the whole thing of when you said about. I think a lot of people have lost faith in it or lost trust that they're doing what's right. Now on the whole COVID thing, controversial or not, I always speak my truth. So they've given. I read something. They gave like $360 million to kids between 15 and 17 years old. Okay, we know long-term care homes and the people in the older age groups are the ones that are at risk.
Most at risk.
Most at risk. Why don't we stop giving out money to everybody, take 5% of the money that we've given out to everybody and give that to long-term care homes and the people who are really at risk if we're looking at it from an age perspective, right?
Yeah. Bring in the army.
Do whatever you got to, like, it just doesn't seem like we have the information, but we're just not using it. You know what I'm trying to say? And so that's the scary part, is then that's where you have people with conspiracy theories. This, that, that guy's making money.
Well, it's when people start to question it. That's when they'll start to form their own opinions.
But it doesn't.
on it, right?
Okay, and look, again, I'm not a fucking politician. I've never ran a country, never ran a city, barely ran anything. So you know what I mean? But
you're running the 6 Buzz Commons, buddy.
I run the 6 Commons. That I do run. I'll take credit for that. But it's like, come on, like I'm a regular Joe Schmo, as are we. And I'm sure we can all look at, I'm sorry, I shouldn't speak for you guys. I'll speak for myself. I can look at that situation and say, I see 10 things you guys did wrong. And you don't have to be an economist or a fucking politician or have run things to know that that's not being done right. Especially now that we have numbers and statistics to base off of. Mm-hmm. So that's where you start to lose respect or lose trust in the people making decisions.
Yeah, another thing is we have the rest of the world we can look at and see what they're doing. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Like there's a lot going on, right? Where you can look around and say, okay, how have they done things? What are they doing there, right? I think we haven't changed once this whole pandemic. Like it's just been back and forth, right? Yeah. Again, this is all my opinion, but just from what I've seen, from the government, from people I talk to, right? And a lot of people in our generation, I'd say too, right? Which same generation that if you asked us 3-4 years ago, we didn't know nothing about politics. We didn't know even who's running our own country, probably. Like,
well, I don't think many people could name the chief medical officer of Ontario or Canada prior to.
Still can't.
But
Tam, no,
is it? Tam's Canada, and then Aline Deville is Ontario.
I don't know. I don't watch the news. Yeah. Fuck
right,
that. It's all junk.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The tough part is,
Twitter's
I can use Piadina as an example. You guys are fortunate enough that you have another business.
Yeah.
But let's say you didn't. You put your life, you put your savings into this new venue that was great. While it was open, it's doing well. You guys are getting by. Well, now the lockdown happens because you guys are a new business. You don't have support from the government. And you guys are forced to shut down. And like you guys are taking it in stride. And kudos to you, because I would not be taking something like that in stride. Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, sorry guys.
Holy fuck! Now I'm really jumping out the window. Fuck this, bro.
It's all good. No, but you guys are taking it in stride because you have other business. But think about all those other people that don't.
I always bring up this analogy and be like, what if I'm a restaurant owner and I have 5 kids to feed, and now I don't make money and I've got no help from the government? Like, it doesn't just affect one person; it affects my family now, right? And so,
and I think even in terms of the media, the way they've been portraying things, they make it. And it sucks because I think you don't really know what it feels like to own a restaurant until you really own a restaurant. And that's something that we've learned too, right? Yeah. And seeing how some people react to it and saying, well, restaurants will be fine. They could just sell on Uber Eats or stuff like that. That really starts to piss me off because it's just like, it's not that simple, man. There's so much that goes into it. Or just sell liquor. You guys have liquor. And it's like, let me just compete with LCBO. That's selling it for half. So it's like people really make it seem like it's not a big deal just because they're not in the position, right? So I think this pandemic has affected people based on how it's literally affected their life. And I've known this by talking to different people, right? Like my mom, for example, she's not too affected by the pandemic, working, whatever, doing her thing. So she doesn't really care to question too many things. I think people see how it's affecting them and then decide if they want an opinion on it. If it's not affecting them, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to chill. Right? But it's a lot of stuff going on. It was really sad to see that, but a lot of restaurant owners in a much worse position, and I feel so bad for them.
Yeah. 100%.
On the topic of that as well, it's unfortunate because again, the restaurant industry, like globally, what I was making a point about it being an anti-fragile system is like naturally people come up with great ideas and it's such an ultra competitive space. Yeah. Like the amount of restaurants that start up on a yearly basis, and never mind with a pandemic, on a yearly basis that close down, just don't succeed, it's got to be one of the highest. Like a lot of businesses, statistically, business has a high percent chance of failing. The odds are against us. We're also going up against the biggest titans of industry, but in general, any business has a chance of failing. Restaurants especially are tough.
Except the pals.
Except the pals.
Let's go.
We can't fail.
But
we'll never fail.
But it's tough, right? So but the point of the anti-fragile system is that like restaurants have to come up with new ideas, evolve, all that stuff. You guys had a great concept, a great idea. The food was good. And I'm not saying this just because you're our buddies. Like great spot, all that stuff. But you were playing with like a rigged deck, an unfair system. You couldn't dictate your own fate. So to me, that's a problem. Yeah. And the bigger problem, the overarching problem, to go back kind of like on the side of like politics and losing faith, in a world where people just generally, it seems like a lot more people, young people, what do you call them, millennials, boomers, Gen Z, whatever. Not boomers, Gen Z, a lot of us, we talk similarly. A lot of people say, you know, I don't want to hear about just the good stories. Tell me about the tough times. Tell me about this. Like people generally seem to want to know more, but they're also more open to communicating and cutting through bullshit.
Yeah.
Because we have more accessibility at our fingertips now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen a politician anywhere in the world come out and say, not anywhere in the world, but like at least let's speak with ours, come out and say, you know what, we made a mistake, we made a bad judgment
not
call.
gonna do that.
Let's just move forward. We're gonna go with this new data now.
Yeah.
So you see, it pains me because I honestly, I mean, I think I'm a fairly not intelligent, but I understand things, but I don't consider myself, you know, smart. I'm a normal guy. I just like to read whatever.
Yeah.
But it's annoying that the people in power think that people are idiots.
Yeah.
And that it goes on for a year and things change and rules change and the carpet's moving. We're going to jump to that carpet, now that carpet, now this carpet.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you think people are dumb?
Yeah.
Just all you got to do is, like, to me, I'll tell you, if a government official came up and said, you know what, guys, we were wrong from day one. We made a mistake. I'd say, you know what? I like that guy. I'll vote for him. Even if I don't like their political party. Because like, just why can't you just own this? You made a mistake.
I say this to him all the time.
Just
I said,
own it.
I said they got to come out and say we
won't,
fucked
though.
up,
They will
and
not.
here's the new with the new data what we want to do.
Yeah. Why can't you just say that? Look, what is wrong with saying we made a mistake?
Yeah.
Is that illegal? Is that going to
See, going back to social media way back, the genuine part, we see
It's
through
all
the bullshit.
politics.
We
Yeah.
see through the
And
bullshit.
that's the thing, like especially now because politicians are literally celebrities
Yeah.
now, right?
They're
They're on the
celebrities.
news every single day.
Rockstars,
Every day.
Tory, Ford, and Trudeau. Basically, you can't open the TV. You can't turn on TV.
This
and
is
not
why
see
I
it.
don't open the TV.
Yeah.
No,
that's all you see.
I love how we're
Yeah,
saying
them
open the
anymore.
TV. Why did I say
Turn
that?
on
And then
open.
you said it too.
Hey.
Open it.
They don't open the TV?
Yeah, but
I'm just kidding.
so you see them in the news or on TV all day long, on social media and the web, everywhere. And it's like, look, you said this last week and you're saying this. I don't consider myself super smart at it, but I consider myself very competent.
Yeah.
And I can see this.
Yeah.
So if I can see this and I'm in the middle, the super smart people have seen this last week, and the people that are not as competent as me will see this next week.
Yeah.
So everybody is seeing this now.
Dude, it's
gonna catch up, right?
It's
Where
like
is
it's like
this-
there's just a slap in the face. A lot of things that have happened. A lot
Like,
of things
don't
that they've
get me
said.
wrong. A lot of the things that they've done, I think, have been good, but overall, it's been proven that the lockdowns, or I think there's some medical
No, there's
experts that have proven that
statistics.
no, the
lockdowns-
WHO came out and said they don't support lockdowns. WHO.
World
There's a-
World
I heard
Health
that a while ago.
Organization
Yeah.
came out. No,
It
there's
said
as a method
lockdowns are not
of-
the primary. Should not be the primary focus on stopping the curve. It was something along those lines. If I butchered it, guys, I'm sorry, but you know the idea I'm trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're using that as our primary source right now.
for almost a year though. That's the
Yeah.
That's like me saying, hey, there's a huge fire. You know, don't throw beer on it. That's not the first way to do it. Throw water. We have the statistics that water works, and I'm still throwing beer on it.
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't make sense.
Then, sorry, to move forward with this too.
Yeah.
The big problem is numbers are coming down.
Yeah.
Okay, we know the numbers are going to come down, right? It's fact. We're in a lockdown. Obviously, the numbers are going to come down. When they come down to a reasonable number, what's going to happen? You have to open up again.
Yeah.
When you open up again, the weather gets nice. What's going to happen? Oh, the numbers are going to go back up until the vaccine is widely available. Oh, what happens when we go back up? What are we going to go into lockdown again? Like it's this yo-yo effect.
Yeah,
And
our
George, I'm sure there's
economy,
some term you've read in some theory in some book that talks
He's,
about
he's
the
thinking
yo-yo
about it right now.
effect.
He's like,
You know, I just like take it all in. I like to like hear everyone's perspective. I mean, I think I know. My problem is like I like to talk about ideas and think and like discuss things. The problem, I said this today, we were together with some friends and I was saying like the hard part
Virtually,
is
we were together with friends.
what?
Virtually, we were together.
Virtually, yeah. We were FaceTiming. The problem is that like you can talk about it. And it gets so tiring because typically if you're in a bad situation, you can talk about it, come with an idea, do something to solve it. Like with Cast.
Yeah.
We thought of an idea. We have a problem with social media. We want to solve it.
Yeah.
We're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Right now, the government's telling you cannot do anything to solve your own problem.
Of course. Which sucks.
And-
That's the part that sucks, man.
Some new news we won't
that's
talk about.
what-
But yeah, like the problem is that like for me, like it goes with anything. I'm not saying all government is bad. No, I don't really care. I don't follow the news and all that stuff. Like where I lie politically, I don't really know. I just kind of, there's certain things I believe, but not entirely married to any one ideology. But the problem is like I believe the person best suited to like make a decision for myself speaking is myself.
Yeah.
I get it. Like you have to look out for the broad people because a lot of people don't look at the consequences of their actions.
Of course.
For the most part, people are self-serving, not looking at everybody. So just because I think I can do what's best for me, I maybe not consider that old 90-year-old lady in the hospital. Or you can't weigh the ramifications of your actions. But neither can the government.
Yeah.
We have elected officials who are not experts. No disrespect to anybody, but there's probably a reason why people is
George
going to
about
be
to put someone on
disrespectful.
There's
blast.
like tons of disrespect.
As anybody who's
Tons.
as there are people who are like a lot of people who are like experts, super educated, whether they're health or doctors or business people that would choose politics over doing something that could save lives or make money or whatever. Like, not saying that's always in the best interest. Some people they're born to do politics, but like we're electing people in, and then we're hoping that they can consult people and weigh the effects of their decisions in the future. Impossible. Nobody can.
Yeah.
Because like, even look at The Big Short as an example.
Yeah.
What, 10 people? Here's the thing too, that with I always like kind of prop up when I'm ready to say something.
George about to go on another 3
No. This is a short
Let's
one.
go.
This is a short one. The
Time it.
big thing is like, when it comes to like making predictions about the future, everybody's bad. Even meteorologists with fucking sensors can't predict the weather in a week from now. It can't be accurate.
Yeah.
So the problem is that people go on the news and make predictions often. You know who people you should listen to and should not listen to? Anybody who goes up and makes a prediction about something who has no skin in the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I go up and I say, I think COVID's gonna be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, if I can put my money where my mouth is, maybe he knows some facts.
Yeah.
Because people come out and say, yeah, the market's gonna crash, or this is gonna happen, or a pandemic, or this. But on a daily basis, people, experts, news anchors make proclamations because that's their job for hot takes.
Yeah.
But the people you should believe are the ones who put their money where their mouth is, because that means they were sure and they did the research. So Big Short, for example, 10 people that we're aware of, at least from the movie, Michael Burry, all those guys,
Yeah.
made billions, but they took their money because they saw something and did it. Surely people already predicted it, but they were too scared. They didn't believe themselves enough, and they weren't experts. So we're trusting people who were voted in to predict what's going to happen in the future, when very few can even predict what's going to happen fucking tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
They
I know.
blindly follow it.
I know.
They blindly follow.
So
That's
I-
what blows my mind.
So I have a question more on like on a fun term now, right? So
Wow, we're going away from the controversy.
Yeah, well, I'm done.
We got to
for
get
today.
Ernesto back in the call. That's why.
Let's get me in here, guys.
Ernesto's anti.
Peg me in.
If
Controversy.
lockdown ended tomorrow, what's the first thing you do?
I ask this every day.
I have to know it. I have to hear your
First thing
guys'
I would-
opinion.
I'd probably go. First thing that's easy would go for dinner, like just
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
a restaurant,
Yeah.
just to do one thing immediately.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I would
I'd
call.
book a flight somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, I'd call all my closest friends over. I'd buy a bunch of booze.
Yeah, let's go.
I'd start with mimosas,
There you go.
bottomless for everybody.
You've thought about this
Yeah,
hard.
Got the menu ready.
Couple drops of OJ. That's it. No more than 5 drops, just so you
Make
get
it
a
a bit
little,
orange.
a little
Yeah,
tint.
get a little tint.
Then I would line up a great dinner. I'd probably I'd line up a nice big dinner in one of those private rooms, like me and the boys. Boys can
love
bring their
that.
girlfriends too. I'd invite you guys, obviously,
Thanks,
since you're
bro.
here. Then from there, we'd probably do the King Street Shuffle.
Oh, fuck.
From there, I'd
Dangerous time.
definitely I'd have an after party. I'd throw on some good tunes. I'd get a noise complaint. So I haven't had one in so long. It's like I've got the spare noise complaints now. And I'd throw a nice little rager. Then the morning hungover, I'd order some Uber Eats and I'd book a vacation somewhere.
That's a good idea. I'm in for that.
That's
The
nice.
day
That's a solid-
lockdowns end, I'm in.
The day lockdowns end. That's it. And if you guys want to know my King Street Shuffle too, since fuck we're on it. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
shout out
damn.
Ruby Soho. I'd hit up that spot. Laissez Faire. I love their disco brunch, but they're gonna get a shout out here anyways. Maybe Early Mercy, Lost and Found, Parlor. I don't know. I'd do the whole King Street Shuffle. I'd
Yeah.
make sure I'd be out at like 8 p.m.
Petty
You get
cash.
everything
Gotta
in.
throw
Petty
petty cash in
cash.
here.
What
Yeah.
about you guys?
I'm probably gonna dip this country. This is the first chance I get. bro.
Ernesto's like,
Travel or move
fuck
away?
the- fuck
No,
the
I
lockdown.
travel for
Okay.
now.
Bro, when we were in Tulum, every day he would be like, "Let's just extend, bro. Let's extend, bro."
I'm like whispering,
I-
like extend.
I'd be
I'm like,
sleeping.
please.
And
come
wakes
in-
up, it's just
He'd come in my room. He'd be in my ear. We're extending.
We would just hear some
Yo,
news
relax,
about what's
bro.
going on back home, and I would just like look at him, I'm like extend.
Yeah.
I would travel
Travel?
for sure, man. I mean, travel and definitely go out. Whether it's dinner or like a club or something, depending on how fun it is with that sort of stuff.
We got,
like,
house
we
party
got our
would be
crew,
sick.
little
Yeah.
10-person crew here.
yeah,
We're good.
and then show up at Rick's pre-gamer and post-gamer and just sauced and
All
just
gamer.
enjoy it,
I'll
man.
DJ it. I bought
Like,
DJ
I'd
equipment.
wanna
I
see
bought
it-
DJ equipment in the winter again to get back on the decks. I'm waiting for a house
Yeah,
party.
dude, I'd want to
Yeah,
just
got
like see
you.
as many people as possible in one spot. Like that's
Yeah.
so like anti-COVID, I guess. But I want to see as many people as I
Yeah.
can in one spot. That'd
Yeah.
be nice. That'd give me faith.
I
again.
want to go into like Scotiabank Arena, fill in, hug everybody.
Let's
go. Start hugging everybody.
No, honestly,
Raptors
it's
game,
crazy,
like
man.
Raptors game, stuff
not
like
hugging
that.
random people, like your family, you hug
Yeah.
and stuff, but not being able to like hug a random person.
Yeah.
Like, nice to see you. It's been a long time. That sucks.
Yeah, you're just like
Dude,
giving
it's
elbows over. You're like, fucking.
Yeah.
One guy almost gave me one to the head one time. He's like, "Yo, here, bro. What's up? Nice to see you, bro." I'm like,
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
How
with
was
elbows.
Tulum when you guys were down there? Seemed like fucking just everything's open and shit. Like,
yeah, but like little things, man. Miss scoring the Raptors.
I don't know how I
stuff
got like
that.
Yeah, no, you could ask. Tulum was
Playing
good,
sports,
bro.
playing sports, like playing soccer. Like you guys
I
love
love
playing sports too.
So,
Like
bro, men's league. I miss a
yeah,
lot.
men's league, bro.
Prior to COVID, like
Yeah.
I played 3 sports a week. I was at the gym the other 4 or 5 nights of
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
So you think about it. you're always around seeing people. Other than my family and my colleagues at my day job, I think George is probably the only person I see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Like George's like face is just. I meet a new person. My it just looks like George.
This guy looks like George
I
a
see his
bit.
face all the time. My it's just George.
That's
George. Hey, I found your
your
doppelganger. It's like, bro, that guy's like 13 and Indian. I'm like, yeah, you guys look alike.
That's the problem, man. But besides conversation, us as humans, we need human interaction and touch. We need it. We're built on it. So that's the big fucked up part here. And for me, it would have just been like, okay, obviously go to dinner, that whole classic thing. I haven't like looked at it the way you have, but I haven't gone that
you
deep.
did the
but
full plan.
Did you guys see what I posted on Instagram maybe like a month ago now?
What'd you put?
It was like, it's September 2021. COVID's over.
The worst post I've ever seen.
Man, I had like actually like 15, 20 people message me. They're like, man, this is a vibe. I was like, you're invited.
Yeah,
I had a couple people like, Ricky, I got tickets. I was like, I got tickets too. But I'll
I was like, this guy's making up stuff. I thought it was supposed to be like, it was like talking about the past, how good it was. This guy's predicting the future.
Talking about the future.
Speaking of people who can't predict the
Gotta
future,
speak it.
Richard
We gotta start planning. We gotta start
We're
planning.
going to speak it into
As
existence.
soon as
dog.
it's done, man, I'm manifesting this into the world.
We'll
man.
have a good party though. We'll have.
I can't wait for the day like someone scores a hat trick at the ACC and we're throwing masks onto the ice
Oh my god.
instead of hats.
I just want to fucking play some footy. Like I'm a footy
Yeah.
guy. I just want to rip some men's league footy. Like,
Yeah.
that's
So downs you, just
what
downs
I'm
you, just a couple of degenerates playing soccer
Ernesto's a
on a
classic.
Tuesday night.
Ernesto's a staple at Downsview.
Oh,
dude, I've been
Probably
playing
like
there
5
way too
nights
long.
a
I
Whenever
need
we
a
need a
break.
good player, hey, Ernesto, you free tonight?
at the hangar, they have like a wall of like legends, like Pele, Maradona, Ernesto,
That wall at the back.
with his heart to Zurich.
I remember when he played with us like a couple times. I was like, "Fuck, this guy's fucking sick."
Yeah, Ernesto
He played
gets
like
heated.
defense and he would
boost him,
score all the goals.
Ernesto
You guys
gets
go
heated. It's
run.
like, we're playing D4. It's like, Ernesto, you're too good. Just take it down. Bro, this guy just tripped me. I'm like, yo, just let it go. The guy doesn't know how to
Red
run.
card.
Yeah.
Division 4.
Dude, you got a
Not
red
even my
card like the
team.
playoffs for
I
us.
didn't even play on your team. Like I was just there as a sub, and like I got a red card.
Ernesto just comes in right away,
Yo.
kicks the guy first half.
But,
He's out.
but those are
See
the
you
things
guys.
I miss, man. Those are
Red cards.
experiences, right?
He
Like,
missed red cards.
It's even the little
missed red
things like
cards,
going
bro.
to a restaurant, sitting down, and you see your friends at another table, like 4 tables over. Oh, let me go say what's up.
Yeah.
You get up and say, oh, where's your mask? Oh, okay, I got it. Oh, well, you can't leave your table. You go to the bathroom. It's like, no, I was going to say hi to my friends over there. Oh, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
They're right there. I know them. I have my mask. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
No, you can't stand up.
feels kind of surreal in a way too.
It's been a year.
I think
crazy.
I always say like
Fuck.
I imagine if like in January or February of 2020, if
Last
someone
year.
ever told you that we'd be where we are today,
They're liars.
I thought
You'd
this
be
was
like,
liar.
buddy, I'd put everything I own, everything on that this we wouldn't be.
I
It's fucking
remember like
crazy.
early March when COVID like just really happened. I remember like posting in one of our group chats. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna let anybody tell me how to live my life."
Rick was in Vegas. Rick
I
was in Vegas and he's
so
like,
we were in Scottsdale
This
first
is
for my
funny.
brother's bachelor party, and it was the weekend before all the
11 months
lockdowns.
ago.
So it's literally
Right
yeah,
before. Wow.
Yeah.
right before. So early March. So we had the craziest time in Scottsdale. Like a blast. Shout out John, one of the sickest bachelor parties.
"Hello, John."
And it made it even better that now knowing that everything got shut down, like we
got
had
to
our
experience
last
that, yeah.
weekend banger.
Yeah.
So from Vegas, I went to Las Vegas for the construction show. And that's when one by one, everything is just closing. So I come home and I remember Bryce Harper posted something on Instagram saying like, oh, I'm not going to let COVID dictate. I'm still going to hug my wife and kids and like shake hands with my teammates, blah, blah, blah. And I remember sharing that in the group and I'm like, I'm with him. I got this guy's back. No way I'm going to let anybody tell me how to live my life. I'm going to carry on with my daily life, my daily routine. I'm going to live life. I ain't scared. Next day, I'm stuck in home for 2 weeks quarantine because the government told me I have to stay home.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. No, you were traveling
So,
afterwards.
so I went to Vegas and I got home on the Friday.
Yeah, but you're in Vegas like, I ain't coming back. I'm not. No one's gonna live my life.
Yeah,
I
no
was
one's
like,
gonna
bro,
live my
2
life.
seconds later,
because at the
coming home.
beginning I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was like, oh, this is just gonna pass in a couple weeks. This is a joke. We're
Yeah.
sitting in like in Scottsdale. And we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is crazy.
Couple
No
weeks.
way.
It's a
Couple
flu.
weeks,
It's a flu.
yeah.
What are
Yeah.
they making a big deal out
And
of?
again, this is what we
weeks,
knew at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, even I was really cavalier about it. Then I get home and obviously being in the cleaning business, I was like, I'm like, yo, something doesn't seem okay. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people are freaking out about this.
Yeah.
Rick's in the group chat in Vegas. Hey, fuck that. I'm living my life. I was like, Rick, I was like, yo, just all
I
this
was
guy.
gonna
It's pretty crazy. Be
I was
careful
gonna
what you say.
extend my
Yeah.
trip. I was gonna extend my trip
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then it
Because
started
like
getting
Loud Luxury was
crazy.
playing there. Like I had other family that were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
getting to Vegas because we did like half.
Okay.
I'm like, I might as well. I was supposed to leave Friday morning. Who leaves Vegas on a Friday morning? I'll stay till Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, it's gonna. My mom's like, just Ricky, just come home. Come. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
whatever. I'll come home. I get home. Literally, I got home Friday afternoon or Friday evening. Saturday morning, I wake up and I'm about to go to Ruby Soho or Parlor for for St. Patty's Day weekend. And my mom's like, Rick, you really shouldn't go out. Like they're recommending you quarantine if you came from out of the country. And they're like, what if you got it, you don't know, and like you give it to somebody? I was like, hey, you know, fine, mom,
Yeah, yeah.
fine,
Yeah, we gotta
mom,
respect.
fine,
Yeah, yeah,
Elaine, you're right.
Especially at that time, like we
So,
didn't know
yeah,
enough.
I
about
stayed
anything,
home.
right?
Yeah.
Turns out like half of King Street got hit with like COVID cases. Like,
We canceled our event that weekend. We had the St. Patty's Day at Laval that we had to cancel too.
everybody canceled, so I ended up
Okay,
staying
good.
home. And,
Oh, thank God.
and then I think it was a Monday they announced anybody who's traveled out of the country within the last 14 days has to quarantine.
Yeah,
for 14
it took them some days to kind of
figure it out.
Yeah.
Boys,
You know what I hate
on
about
a rant.
No,
We went from like talking about like, you know what? Honestly,
It's all connected, bro. It's all connected.
I've never
though.
I've never really ranted like that on this podcast. I don't think.
It's good too,
Yeah,
I
man.
got you
Couple,
fired up.
couple,
That's what it was. I got you fucking.
You know
I
what
just
I'm
like
gonna
so
hate
like,
about, hold on,
yeah,
George, wait.
go.
What I'm gonna hate about this episode is underneath this episode, it's gonna have on YouTube. It's gonna have like the COVID warning.
Will it?
I just
Really?
noticed one of our recent episodes had that.
It did.
Yeah, and it bothers me.
YouTube?
Yeah, and it low key bothers me.
Which episode?
So we got to make sure we
Just
don't
beep.
write the
We
word
just beep everything.
COVID.
Beep.
Does it
we-
beep it out or what does it do?
No, it's just
censor it?
you know that banner at the bottom of the
Yeah,
video. It'll say like, this episode talks about COVID. For more information, go to ehealthcanada.com.
Fair.
Yeah,
and you know, fair is why
Okay,
they do
fine.
that. I always find it interesting,
No,
like,
I
people,
get
like
it.
yeah, it's like it's algorithm, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday it happened.
Well, it's because we use the title. It said it in the title, I think. So we just gotta make
shit.
sure we don't use the word
done it a
title.
few times.
So let's just use like the pals talk about controversy.
Yeah.
And 6 buzz comments.
Yeah.
It's
And
gonna be
just
a
post
good one.
me.
Hot takes.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, but anyways, I think that's the problem. I think more people like. At the end of the day, like we're not always right. We have people believe certain things. People have different theories. Discussing ideas is what helps people open up their eyes to other ideas, right? So like being able to do this is just what's healthy. Like
This
I
is
mean,
what
you know
we
what? I might
need.
leave this and I'm gonna say, I probably will. I'm like, did I really believe all that shit I said? Like, you know, you talk things out. That's the other thing, right? People, when you keep stuff in and you're just thinking about it in your head, it's kind of always hard to dissect because you don't know how people are going to interpret it. So by talking it out, someone might say, yo, you're nuts.
Yeah.
Like someone might listen and say, George, you're, like that was crazy. That's not actually correct. And I might say, you know what? I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But if you're not talking about ideas and having conversation and dialogue,
okay to change beliefs.
You can't vet things out and stress test them.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I think it's good to have this stuff, and hopefully Cass can do that.
Yeah,
course.
these are healthy
That's it,
conversations, man. This is what we need more of, and it needs to be like it needs to be okay to do this. Okay, we're doing it on camera. We're taking it to the next level. You know what I mean? We're putting this on
The
fucking
thing is,
camera.
people are afraid to have like healthy discourse. Everyone's like, oh, because you don't agree on something, you can't chat about it, you can't weigh out
There's
the
too much
options.
tension when that
you can't
happens,
have
like-
a debate. It becomes into an argument, and that's the problem. An argument, nothing gets solved because you're just attacking each other, and it's you turn into politicians where they just attack each other's points instead of talking about why their point is right.
Yeah.
Like that's what I hate about politics. Instead of telling me why I should vote for you, it's no. Here's why I shouldn't vote for you, and I shouldn't vote for you.
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. Even like whoever I'm going to vote for, I'll have an idea, and it's like I try and find out why I'm voting for this person, and I can't. It's just I find out why I shouldn't vote for this person. Well, it's like I'm on your website. Show me why I should vote for you instead of this person.
Yeah.
But they're just talking about.
And it's like, no, well, this person canceled these jobs, and this person's going to use money here. It's like, no, tell me what you care about. Tell me your platform. That should be the focus.
Which
of
has
politics.
changed a lot. It has changed a lot
it's
because
so
I feel
annoying.
like when I was younger in like elementary school and I've always been in politics, which is weird, but it
Were you
used
like
to- it
student
used to-
government body?
No, I wasn't. But I was always
body
into
government?
it. I was always into it. And one thing I always remember when I used to watch like the Canadian, the officials going at each other or whatever, trying to get elected for the prime minister, it was like they would talk about their stance on certain things. It'd be like, I'm gonna do this for healthcare. I'm gonna do this for that. I'm gonna do this for education. Blah blah blah. Now exactly, it's just like. That guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, they bring up a
He's
topic
a
and they
liar.
just blast
He
each
cheated
other.
on his wife, and it's like, bro,
It
becomes a soap opera.
Sorry, it's true. I'm
Do you guys
lying.
remember,
What?
do you guys
That one
remember
was
the
good.
presidential debates?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
It's crazy.
They would ask a question, and I remember I think Pence did it against Harris. They asked him a question, and instead of answering the question, he went back to the previous question and started attacking Kamala
Yeah.
Harris.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, man. When Trump and Biden, they just look like little children fighting.
It
And
was
I
a
remember watching
personal
that,
It was
battle,
and I
embarrassing.
said,
It was
I'm never
embarrassing.
going to argue with my friends via
Yeah.
text anymore because that's exactly what we look like.
That's
doing.
embarrassing.
Yelling different languages
Yeah,
and shit.
and they're attacking each other's children.
That's
It's
what I'm
like,
saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Guys, what
does that have to do with the
talking
United
about,
States
We're
of
talking
America,
about
you know?
climate change. What does
Yeah.
the sun have to do with any of climate? What?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
The,
Anyways.
That's one thing too, the politics thing, and that's actually one thing that I strongly believe, and I will say that is that
Yeah.
even though like we'll naturally as cast grows and evolves, we'll be talking about what we're trying to do better than other platforms. But I'll never bash. Like I believe in business, it's not about putting anybody down, even if you know there's an inherent problem, unless it's something like illegal or whatever. Criticizing your opponent does not make you look stronger.
course,
It makes
no.
you look weak because there's that old adage, right? There's that old meme. I remember it. I don't know if it's exactly accurate. I think it was out of context, but it's the one of like Michael Phelps swimming with the guy next to him.
Yeah.
And it's, the best don't worry about what's going on beside them. You're not worried about the second. You're worried about winning the race.
Yeah.
And you're not really looking at what your opponents are doing. And you need to keep it in your
of course.
peripherals to understand. But you should worry about what you're doing and what value you're bringing to somebody, whether it's politics, business, life in general. If you sit like, especially when it comes to life, if you just sit and talk shit about people, you're like, you know this, you're gonna sit and say, wow, so when I leave, are they talking shit about me?
There you go.
Yeah.
So if I'm a business just talking shit about, Cass says we're gonna do Twitter's bad at this and Reddit's bad at this. No, everything has a purpose. Of
course.
We're gonna tell you why we're better at what we're doing.
Of course.
And
you
that
can
should
learn,
apply
and
for
you can
everything.
learn, and you can learn from those
I'm sure you guys
platforms.
at Neighborhood, you don't go and say, don't use these guys, they suck, or this guy's
we
a
do the
crooks.
opposite. We do the opposite.
We
Actually.
are completely.
Talk about yourself. You don't want
Yeah.
to brand associate with other people either.
Of course.
No, but George, I know exactly what you're talking about because it's a picture of the guy looking at Phelps.
He's looking at Phelps, and he's like close to him,
and Phelps is
Phelps is just looking straight ahead.
Yeah, Phelps is just
zoned in.
moving. Yeah.
I know exactly.
So yeah, that's what I believe. But that's the thing with politics, which is interesting. Like, all I ever know is what the person does bad.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do different?
Yeah.
To stay in your lane type of thing, and
Yeah.
But
That's why
especially now
I
that
hate that.
they have
That-
the-
it goes back to the thing with like, that's the other thing too, not to digress on this point, but that's the thing with like, even shorting companies in general, the fact that you can bet against people to lose to me is a mind-blowing
Crazy.
thing. Like, I get it. It's
bad.
like, I
It's
get
bad.
it, but
No,
like,
it's bad.
like
It's
Elon Musk, for example, this is a complete digression here, but like, he's the most bet against man in history on the stock market thing. Tesla's the most bet against company ever.
Yeah.
A guy who's trying to bring electric cars to get rid of gas, who's trying to put people on the moon, solar city, all these things, and we're betting against him to lose.
And he released all his private information about why his car's so good to help everybody else catch up to him. Of
course.
But see,
Who does that? Who gives like
Because he's not
trademark
worried about
private
competition.
information
Exactly.
that
He's not
can
worried.
help
That's what I
the
respect.
world? He knew that, okay, I could either make the best electric car forever and have zero competition because nobody can ever take this because it's patented and trademarked, whatever.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that and being even more rich than he already is, he said, no, I'm going to give this to everybody else so the world can become a better place.
Real leader,
And
real
you're,
leader.
and you're going to bet against that man.
That's
a real leader.
That's a real leader.
Yeah.
It's exactly what that is.
Yeah, okay. Regardless of if you think the stock position's overvalued or how it keeps going up and it doesn't make any money, regardless, how do you bet against somebody that is truly trying to make a positive
good.
impact on the
change
world?
the world, literally.
He literally is trying to change the world
For the better.
And
Yeah.
he probably in 10 years we're gonna look back and be like, Elon Musk literally changed the
He
world.
already
We're not
has. He already has. Yeah.
Yeah.
He already has. And you know what?
Shout
Buy
Elon,
Tesla
you're
stock.
welcome
Shout
to
out
the
Elon, yo,
podcast
come on
anytime
the
you want,
show,
buddy.
bro.
Coming on, though.
That'd be crazy.
You know what?
dude.
I think this is a good point to start to wrap it up.
There we go, boys.
What are we at?
We got
No, we're just going
an
at
hour
it,
and a
bro.
half almost.
I love it,
Guys, at one point I went on that rant. I turned around, it was like 50 minutes.
George,
How
like,
long
shit,
I've been
I'm
ranting
sorry.
for?
George,
Fuck
back
no.
It's okay. It's okay.
You know, but this has been a good, like, really good because we kind of got. I don't even know. We didn't really have a theme.
we started with social media, and then we just
I think if you know what,
That was
I
me,
think
sorry.
no. I actually really like it because we don't talk about this often. You know, naturally,
We're trying to avoid controversy.
This is what I don't like. What I like, I guess, naturally, this was a really fun conversation. Even though it's like kind of like talking about the things that are wrong, I like it because Rick and I honestly don't get into this as much. Which it's probably shame on us. We shouldn't be scared to be able to say what we want to say. But that's just the world we live in, and we get worried because we're gonna say, you're white guys. What do you know? Or you've had opportunities. Like, what do you know? It's not. I mean, sure, have your own opinion. You don't have to like us, don't have to love us, whatever. But conversations like this are what's fun. And we talked about a lot of stuff today. And, hopefully more people don't feel scared to participate in conversations. But you can also participate like in a healthy way. This is not just promoting Cast in general. And it doesn't matter what website or app you use. Man, try to put yourself in someone else's shoes or understand where they're coming from. And, if someone's saying something, don't just go tell them they're an idiot. Say, hey, why are they saying this?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on your point?
Well, you know
Or
what?
to your point, asking a question on Six Buzz to get shit on, like,
You're
do
asking
people
a
have
question.
nothing better to
Yeah.
do?
But the same people that are shitting on
George,
people are
sorry,
not the people that are going to
correct.
go and
People
say their
don't
opinion.
have better things to do.
Yeah, they don't.
That's
They
the
don't.
problem. There are people that have nothing better to do than
Yeah.
see your comment and attack you
Yeah.
personally.
Bro, crazy. That
They have nothing else to do.
you know what the
Like, what does
theme?
Debbie do all day? You know
My
what
girl,
I'm
shout
talking
out
about.
Debbie.
Debbie
You know what?
07594.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you?
You know what though? What the theme
Sorry
of
if
the,
any Debbie's listening.
Yeah,
I didn't
Debbie,
even-
we love that
the
person.
theme of this has been healthy conversation.
Yeah.
That's what it's been,
Yeah.
and that's huge, and that's what we need more of. So
That's
again,
the title of this
Talk
conversation.
healthy discourse.
and
There you
shout out Cass because
Yeah,
you
one
guys
more
can change
time.
the world with that
Man,
shit.
do you want
for
to do
real.
our ad reads
Holy
too?
fuck, man! You know what?
Ad reads?
I'm gonna get a chair.
So nice and slow and chill.
I'm gonna get
too.
a chair in the corner and just be there, just shouting out you guys. Cass,
So we're
Cottage
gonna pick.
Springs.
We'll go walking, get a drink, and it just pops out. And this episode is sponsored by Cottage Springs.
Exactly.
Guys, it was a lot of
That was
fun.
awesome.
I appreciate you guys having us.
No,
though,
for
Of
sure,
course,
for
man.
sure.
We're
This
gonna
has
do
been
round
great.
3 again.
We got you guys
Good
coming on ours soon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, plug
Excited.
Money Buys Happiness podcast.
Yeah.
What is it?
MBH.
At MHB podcast.
At the MBH podcast.
MBH. I said MHB.
Yeah.
Sorry, MBH podcast.
Yeah, you catch us there. You catch us talking. It's more entrepreneur lifestyle, that type of thing. But pretty cool for like anybody who's getting into it, who's been into it. We kind of touch on like a whole bunch of different industries. So some pretty cool conversations that go there.
Yeah.
And we don't
That's
get to talk like this, which is why I also came in. I was like, I'm fucking going on.
This guy's like, screw our platform. We're using theirs.
Boom. Let's go.
You know, honestly, I respect
Mic
it. I
drop.
respect it.
Let's go.
You know what? It got me to
go.
talk too. I mean, I love to
fire it
talk,
up,
but I
fire
actually
it up.
don't
Yeah,
talk.
Georgie, you went off this one. That was
Yeah.
nice.
I'm not gonna go. I just don't like.
No,
I just don't like
Hey,
hypocrisy.
George, you touch the
Fucking
screen. There's something there. That's it. Okay, we got George wrapped up.
Nah, yeah, I'm not going on the phone, but I don't like the double standards and hypocrisies,
Yeah.
and people just like I don't know. Say
Healthy,
what you
healthy
fucking say.
convo on any platform. Healthy convo in person, in face
Yeah.
to face. That's
And
what
the thing is being able to see both sides.
That's it.
Like we
That's
had
it.
a good example of this to me, at least personally, and we had this a vegan chef come on, Edgy Veg, Candace Hutchins. Yeah, Hutchins. So she came on. She's vegan.
Yeah.
We're not vegan. We like meat. I
Yeah.
eat meat pretty steady. He was doing a month vegetarian or something, but. And I asked her, I was like, well, what do you have to say to people who like to eat meat? She goes, oh, there's nothing wrong with eating meat. I'm just trying to tell you that there are other options. Like her dad is a hunter.
Yeah.
He hunts for his own meat.
Yeah.
So she saw both sides. She's like, look, I'm not saying that anti-vegans are bad.
Yeah.
You do you. But if you can just be a little bit tiny conscious,
Yeah.
conscious of what you're eating, that makes a difference.
Just think
And I
about it.
respect
Just
that.
think
Yeah.
about it a bit more.
Don't
Yeah.
don't be. I don't want. I don't like.
She
the
didn't have to
term
put you down
pigeonholed.
about it. Yeah, she
but,
didn't
like,
put you
there
down
are people
about
who
it.
are pigeonholed.
Tribe
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah, and that's
Pack
all they
mentality,
know, and that's all they think, and there's nothing else. Well, you know what? Maybe somebody else has a better idea.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else has some. Maybe Thomas Edison knows how to do something that people
Yeah.
before him
Yeah.
didn't know how to do, right? So,
And that's why we
Yeah.
have the studio and the lights, right?
that's
Edison. Big
And
shout out
this
for
is the
Thomas
wrap.
Edison.
Shout out Thomas Edison. Thank you for the lights.
Yo, we'll get you on the podcast.
I also want to add, if I did, because again, Jordan wasn't here, so I went on some tangents. And if I did make a mistake on something, call me out on it. It's fine. Happy to talk about it. If anyone has an opinion on something that's counter to what I said, DM me, message me, email
Yeah.
us to Paul's podcast. Happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say I was wrong.
Don't
on
email
something.
us because I checked that. DM George.
Yeah, DM me. I'm not afraid to correct my stance. If I said something that was wrong or I misquoted or misrepresented something, hit me up.
Yeah,
I'm
of
not. I'm not too big to say when I
and
was
catch
wrong.
and catch all my comments on Six Buzz. Catch them. That's all. That's all I
And
ask.
Sorella.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start to wrap it up now, but boys, always appreciate you.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
love
pleasure.
you.
Always
Always love
pleasure.
you.
Pleasure. This has been fun.
Ernesto, you know the last two questions, and we're gonna ask you anyways. But Anth, since you're new to this,
Yeah,
we have two questions we ask every guest.
love it.
The first, and Ernesto, this goes same to you. If there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you? Could be anyone from any given point in
I'm
time.
trying to think of what I answered last.
I got a new question.
I think
for
I know my
Ernesto.
answer.
Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
That's my fucking guy. Like,
That's-
that's
Actually, I
that's
might
your
watch
guy.
that tonight.
I said
haven't
Wolf
seen it
of
in a
Wall
while.
Street. I think the first time.
Yeah.
I got a different one for you.
Okay.
If there was a song saying about your life, who would you want to sing it?
Bro, that's crazy.
Oh.
Who would I want to sing it? Like,
That's what we asked double guest now. I like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
So
if it's not gonna be Drake,
no, like that's so like basic though.
But it's-
like,
but
I'm
it's-
trying to
but
think
it's
more.
true.
Okay, Drake. We're gonna
I'm
go
Drake, straight
yeah,
up.
because I love Drake.
My
I think he
fucking
can tell a
guy.
story.
Who's your guy?
We never
fanboy.
asked each other, so you go now. Who would you
that's
want to
it.
sing about your life?
Oh, this is easy for me, man.
Justin Timberlake.
No
I-
questions
that's
asked.
massive.
Wow.
No
Wow.
questions asked. That's my boy.
Wow.
That's
Oh, we're like
man,
just
he
connected.
He
You
can
guys
sing,
do it.
Do it. He
man,
can do
he
it,
can
though.
sing anything you want. Like he can sing the hard parts of my life, the happy parts of my
yeah,
life,
fair.
the future parts of my
Yeah,
life. I don't know what they are yet, but
Yeah.
he's gonna sing about them, man.
No, that's a good idea.
Man, he can.
Okay.
If you think
Okay.
about, he can sing about everything.
So I actually had one, but I think I just changed it. Honestly,
Who's the one you had?
I was gonna say Frank Sinatra,
Nice.
but I think I'm gonna go Andrea Bocelli.
Wow.
Bro, just like I saw. I don't know if you guys see the video of him singing with his daughter.
No.
No.
Gives me chills.
Yeah?
You also know that I
It's
didn't know.
amazing, though.
I didn't
I'm
know.
gonna send you a video after.
I didn't know
this,
until
listen to
this
this.
year that he was blind.
What?
I'm showing George the video.
Swear to God.
I'm showing George the video. He's like, "Why is his eyes closed?" I was like,
Oh my god.
I didn't
What?
know. So like this
He's
year,
like-
yeah.
last
he's like-
2020, I found
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But you're not Italian.
2018, I
You're
mean.
not Italian.
2018. No.
That's
Andrea
why.
Bocelli, the
That's
GOAT.
why. If you're
He's
Italian,
the one he
you
sings
know.
with his daughter. Gave me chills.
all
I
his-
was crying.
all his videos,
all his
bro, all
performances
his-
give you like
All his
you
live
listen
performances
to
are
them.
crazy.
Bro, imagine walking out of like the cast office, seeing Andrea Bocelli playing.
Yeah.
Think you can conquer the world.
It's true
Which
though.
we will.
It's true.
Cast.
I like that question though.
Yo, we gotta get Andrea Bocelli.
I thought you were gonna ask
record.
what song is of your life, and I was like, yeah, okay. How am I gonna think of this right now?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's hard. I could not.
I know
don't
mine already.
Really?
Losses by Drake.
Wow.
That's my
You
track.
know what? You
We
have
just
to
pick
say
a Drake
You have
song.
to say the singer too, because even though you're not a repeat, you gotta say it.
No, Drake.
Drake?
100%, yeah.
Drake?
Because he can sing about
He could
the
do every
highs, the
flow, too.
lows, the
Yeah.
love, the heartbreak. He's got everything.
Yeah,
He's got it all in
He's
him.
got a mansion on fucking on
Love to see
what's
it.
it called?
Bridal path.
Yo, just let me in because I'm driving by way too often and no
You
one's.
see it?
Yeah,
I never seen it. I never been
Well,
by
we
it.
always go
Dude,
by, man.
that's how I
Manifest that
Yeah,
stuff.
there you go.
You guys just drive by and see
Just
it.
drive
Dude,
by.
we drive
bro.
that area. We drive that area steady.
I love that.
I'm gonna keep
That's-
driving there till we live there. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's literally it. We drive
Live
there for
there or
20
take over a house
That's
and
it. That's
get
it.
invited in.
That's it.
Yeah.
But yo, we
Good for
always
you
drive
guys.
by
I
there.
respect mentality.
that. I
Yeah.
really respect
Yeah.
that.
I go once or twice a week. He does the same
Yeah,
shit.
same,
We just drive,
yeah.
just
Wait,
look
solo?
around.
You guys don't go
Solo.
together?
No, not even
sometimes-
together.
no,
We've
sometimes.
gone together. Fuck this guy. Who is this guy?
I don't
no,
need to
we've
go.
gone together. But
Imagine
like,
you guys. Sorry, go ahead.
it'll be funny. Like we'll get to the office in the morning and we'll be talking like, yo, I went for a drive bridal path last night. He's like, what time? I'm like, I don't know. I was like 8:30. He's like, bro, I was there like 9. You might have seen me.
We're just doing laps in
Bro, they were just doing laps.
just
It's like,
staring at the house.
Eventually
No,
they got it. Hey, police pull up. Hey, you guys been here a lot. You guys live
Yeah,
here?
we're gonna do a whole episode on that, but that's like us trying to manifest and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
put
yeah.
ourselves
You know
in the right
what?
perspective.
Yeah.
That's the next. We'll talk about that next one.
It's a
But like
huge
what's gonna
one, though.
happen
It's
and everything
huge,
in the
man.
future.
Yeah. 100%.
That's so funny though. Imagine you guys one day just keep driving around. You both see houses you want. You guys
We're already
bidding
doing
war
it.
against
We're-
yourselves without knowing it.
Bro, listen,
Oh,
man. like,
our plan is like,
George, didn't me and you do that in fantasy football? We were bidding against each other.
Yeah, you're a dummy.
We're on the same team.
no way. Our plan is like, from our office, like where we're at now, just grab the bridal path crib, live there and work there.
I love how he said that so casually. Just grab the bridal path crib, the $30 million home,
Yeah.
and then we'll be
Hey,
good.
listen, we're manifesting.
Oh,
it.
we
We're
have
in the middle
goals,
of
though. We have goals, and
manifesting.
that's
Good for you
one of
guys.
them.
You guys
Yeah.
seem to be
That's
doing a lot of
our
big
goal,
stuff.
man.
You see the
Yeah.
projects on the go and everything. Like
Yeah,
you're just
thank
getting
you.
into new spaces.
Yeah.
And I honestly kind of wish we talked about it more because you guys seem to be doing a lot of cool stuff.
It's all good.
We'll get into it. We'll come back
Oh, we got-
tomorrow.
we got
We'll be
episode
here.
3.
yeah.
Yeah. Last question.
Yeah. Shoot.
If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Ooh. You
That's
want to go
something it
first?
It's like, fuck, what did I say last time?
No, I don't even remember what I said last. I'm gonna come up with something though. What did I say last? I think I said don't get a girlfriend last time.
No, you definitely did not say that.
fuck, bro.
Is that your one this time?
Yeah, that's if I didn't say it the first time, I'm definitely saying don't get a girlfriend. Whatever you do,
Did
Wow.
you
it
say
out.
that the first time?
No,
Cruise
he
it out.
definitely did. I would remember
cruise
that
it out.
answer.
If you're someone that has passion for anything and you're young, do not get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Wow.
My opinion at the end
Sorry,
of the day.
okay.
Said that like, you know, he
So-
said that like he knows that a girl's gonna hear this and put him on blast.
No, but it's okay. It's okay. But what I'm saying
His
is
ex is in the DM. What the fuck did you just
that's,
say about
that's
me?
what I would say. I would say focus on yourself. Don't worry about getting a girlfriend or a boyfriend if you're a girl.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
true.
So, sorry, before
yeah,
Ant,
yeah.
Ern, do you think that if you meet the right person that they can help you achieve your goals?
Yeah, I just think the right person is
Doesn't come along when you're young?
Very hard to find.
Yeah.
Even when you're older, I don't know. I think that's all timing. I think too many people force it right now.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
it's just like don't. There's no need.
No,
right?
that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair
I
perspective.
agree with that.
And get a
for me-
girlfriend.
For me, get a girlfriend right now. No, for me, I'd say to my younger self, and I think a lot of people is, go with your gut, trust yourself earlier, and stop waiting for validation from other people. And especially like from if you're looking at your younger self, from your parents or your family, they're never gonna. Shouldn't say never, but I feel like a majority of the time, especially if it's, let's say it's to start a career in music or in the creative field or just start a business when you're young, it's going to be very hard for your parents or a lot of them or your close family and your friends to support you right away. Don't look for that validation. Just go at it. If you truly believe in it, you believe in yourself, just go in it because that's always going to push you further than anyone telling you, oh, great job. You know what I mean? All the answers are inside.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've heard some.
All,
I've heard
all
that.
your answers are inside. You
we-
shouldn't
we've
ask
had-
anybody for the answers.
we've
You,
had
you
some-
have them.
Oh, yeah, we had.
I heard
some
that
together.
recently. I said that recently. Like I just remember hearing it somewhere. I don't remember where, and I remember saying that because
Yeah.
great advice.
Love
man.
All the answers
Love
are
it.
inside. Yeah.
Love it.
You figured. Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
advice, man.
Boys, if they want to find out more about you guys, what you're doing, where can they go?
At neighborhoodcreative.co on Instagram. Neighborhoodcreative.co is our website as well. You could check me out, Ernesto Gaita. IG, best place to find me.
Yeah.
But I'll let him.
Same thing.
explain it.
Yeah, he pretty much hit it. IG, Anthony Sorella. Also the podcast, IG, but YouTube, Spotify, Apple, at the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where you'll find us.
Beauty.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's fire me up.
Always a good time to
Yeah.
have you guys in here. You
Yeah,
guys,
boys, we
we could do
thanks,
this all day.
yeah, thanks for the Piadina hats.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
this is
unfortunate everything
Nice,
happened.
man. I have a
Bed
big ass
stock,
head.
bed
This fits very comfortably.
I'm sure you guys will have something new on the horizon
course,
very,
of course.
very
There,
soon.
there,
I
there,
don't doubt that.
there already is some stuff we're on the works,
Yeah.
so we'll keep on the low.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
again, give us
round
the
three, we're
insights.
gonna
We'll
drop
save
it.
episode
We'll
3
save
for
it.
the
Yeah.
next time. But if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, like, review, follow the boys on all their ventures and the things they're up to. So other than that, thank you again for listening.
And if you disagree with any points we said, put it on Cast and let's see what people think.
hit us up and we'll give you early access.
CreateYourCast.com.
Peace.
Hit up Cast. Later.
Cheers.
Peace.